Don Snow, a.k.a. Ten Toes Donnie, was in the building. Donald Trump made an appearance at UFC 287. Him and Dana White.
He was just arrested last week.
He was just indicted in Manhattan.
Which is kind of crazy.
A week ago.
He's ringside.
And now he's ringside at UFC 287.
Frank Lucas shit.
Yo, listen, man. I mean, say what y'all want. This is entertaining shit.
New Rory and Mal.
Welcome to a new episode of the New Rory and Mal podcast. I am Mal.
I'm Rory.
And we are back with a new episode, bro. How you feeling?
Bike. I feel great.
Yeah?
Interesting weekend, and we can get right to it.
Some things happened, right? Some things was going on out there.
Some laughable moments.
Yeah.
Some people sounding smart. People
good weekend, though. Yeah, good weekend. Felt good. It was good weather for the most part,
I'll make this actually quick and brief, because I know there's a lot of people that are here just for the other response. Let's dead the narratives that were happening this weekend. I'm not even talking about them over there. Just the narratives that exist. Outside of maybe 2 or 3 jokes since we put our response video out 2 years ago, I have not said a fucking word. Matter of fact, if anything, I've been objective and complimentary in a lot of places. And if you look at that clip, I even said you deserve to be on that fucking list. Oh, and by the way, I'm talking to Joe. I don't do this who we made concern bullshit and subs. You're fucking 45. Talk to people. Don't bleep my name anymore on the podcast. Shut the fuck up. I told you the last time I saw you, leave me alone. And I have not said a fucking word. I've been nothing but kind, polite. Anytime someone brings you up publicly, I don't say bad words. Stop talking about me. Leave me the fuck alone. It's getting obsessive. This is his 3rd press run in 2 years.
Mm-hmm.
And this last one, his whole press run was trying to tell people that he does not talk about us. Your press run was talking about us, saying you don't talk about us. You just went on your 3rd press run in 2 years. I have not been on one press run talking about your ass. I did my response video, and I left it the fuck alone.
You did.
Don't talk about lists, right? You should shut the fuck up if you're not on the list to talk about a list, right? Your YouTube popped from you talking about a list you weren't on. And we know how that ended.
My arms are just tired. I need a mic stand. Like, I don't know about you, but like, yes, we have mic stands, but I think we need more mic stands. We need like 10 more mic stands.
Yeah, no, I understand.
Just get a few more mic stands in here.
Should have kept your library card.
Yeah, that's what I should have did. But I'm glad you addressed that.
No, it's not even like, I may even sound frustrated and upset, and I'm totally cool with sounding that way because I really have been quiet about this entire shit. That's what's making it even cornier. Like, this started with you yelling at an empty chair that I shouldn't come to your son's birth after there's a full episode of you talking about how much that meant to you. One story has not changed at all. One continues to change. I never took it personal. I never said wild shit. I never even went in on your business. I left it alone after that response video. So leave me the fuck alone. And
had we not spoken about that, we would have been hating.
That's where you can't win.
Now that we spoke about it, we hating. I don't hate nobody. I don't pay attention to niggas enough to hate niggas. Like, that's why I hate when I get drug into this shit, because it's like, I don't care about none of these dudes, man. Respect and love to all of y'all. I'm just saying facts are facts. That's it. Let's deal with the facts. But we're not mad. Rory and I are happy. Our staff is happy. Everybody's having a great time. We have mic stands. We have mic stands. We have the equipment. Like, I don't want people to think that we don't have these are all like false, just moving the goalpost shit. Like, cut it out, man, with the bullshit. Stop, bro. You're not the nigga that know. You're not the fucking the master of podcasting. I know niggas you call you the podfather and you let that shit circle jerk you and you came on yourself.
Combat Jack called himself that, and then he passed away, and then you started.
Yeah, like, stop it with that bullshit, man. Cut it out. It's corny, bro. Like, this is corny. I gotta take 7 showers a day now because my name is next to yours in the mud. Like, you know what I mean? I don't want to do this shit, man. Like, look what y'all got me doing.
The same thing I said to Joe and everyone else. Leave me alone. Don't talk about me. I don't talk about y'all. Leave me the fuck alone. I know we're creating content. People love Pod Wars, all this shit. I'm talking just to y'all in real life. It just happens to be on a fucking podcast. This is not a war or a back and forth. Shut up. I'm going to shut up, and we can all move the fuck on and do whatever we want with our lives. Let the fans talk all day. But y'all, shut up. Shut up. I'm going to do the same. Shut up.
My arm is still tired.
I do want to move on. I will stick to my side of that if everyone relaxes. Because if I wanted to get froggy, not talking about anything with physical violence, talking about other things, things in the bookstore, things on the first page of the book, I could. And I never wanted to. So everyone just fucking relax and enjoy their lives and leave me the fuck alone. And we can move on to other topics.
Yeah.
You got the Dalai Lama out here touching kids, and we're talking about fucking podcast wars.
Nasty.
There's a war against the children in India.
So, Rory, I was scrolling the timelines and I saw something that I was kind of, I thought it was AI.
Okay.
I thought we got a new AI. Because, AI is everything now. So I was scrolling the timelines and I saw something, and it says the Dalai Lama was asking a young boy to suck his tongue.
So what? So you have big pedo algorithms, is what you're saying.
Yeah.
No,
your AI is pedo.
No, well, it's
That Adam
Ramadan.
22's algorithm?
It's a holy time. It's a holy time. I'm kind of trying to keep the frequencies in a peaceful state. So I guess the men of peace, the energy is following me. It's finding me.
Nothing about this is okay during Ramadan. I see the sun is down, but that's not an excuse.
Well, no, not this, but it's just, that's just where my levels are. So anything that's under the umbrella of being peace and love and harmony and things like that. So the Holy One, the Dalai Lama, he found his way to my timeline. I thought it was AI. I thought this was something fake that the timeline made up. And he's asking a young boy to give him a kiss and I believe he said, "Suck my tongue."
Okay. He took your message of peace and love and took it a little too far. A little too literal.
Yeah.
A little too much love for the children.
But what is this though? Like, this isn't hip hop. What is this? I'm not sure.
Gandhi wasn't hip hop?
No, this isn't hip hop. This telling a little boy to suck your tongue.
All right. At some point, what can the UN do? Back to Rory not knowing shit. Make a TikTok about it.
Yeah.
Listen, man.
The UN needs an army, and they need to be able to raid countries when shit like this happens. I don't know the pedo laws and wherever the fuck they are, but it's on camera.
Clearly they're loose.
He asked a child to suck his tongue, and then the kid did it, and you can see the kid doesn't want to.
Well,
And even if the kid wanted to, it's still nasty.
The kid. I don't know if they cut the video, but he smacked him some sugar at first. He gave the kid a little peck on the lips, and then he gave him what he seems to be. This is what Professor X does in Cerebro when he's trying to find out what all the X-Men are. He puts his forehead on your forehead to kind of feel your thoughts and see what you're thinking. But then he gave him a kiss, and then he stuck his tongue out and said, "Suck my tongue." What is this?
What in the gymnastic coach foot-long Subway sandwich is going on right now? All right, whose man's... Look at the people around, too.
Yeah, his man, that look like his right-hand man is looking at him like, yo, you bugging. Like, the cameras are on.
And you got the whole Last Supper set up on Easter.
See, I'm just confused because everyone
There
else,
was an age limit at the Last Supper.
But here's the confusing
It was
part.
18 plus to get in.
Everyone else has a mask on, right? You see everybody in the back. Everybody's walking past the camera. Everybody has a mask on.
Because of COVID.
Right.
No, because the Dalai Lama will try to stick his tongue in your mouth. Is why they have.
That's
COVID,
the new variant.
COVID is over with. Like, COVID is gone. The Dalai Lama is the reason you need to wear a mask now.
Mouth protection?
Yeah, like what is he? Why are you trying to have this young boy suck your tongue?
And then my man's in the back and taking a photo. Look at that.
I mean, this whole thing is on video.
This
We're
is,
watching it.
bro. This is
It's in
disturbing.
4K. It's in high res.
And I think the Dalai Lama or
New Bill Films.
whoever runs his account, I think they posted an apology or something. They issued something. They issued some words. I don't know, Julian. Can you pull up? I know the Dalai Lama tweeted.
What did the PR team to clean this one
He
up?
said, "My bad. It was on camera."
I mean, I just don't know. But this is scary stuff though, because you can only imagine what happens
Behind closed doors
when the camera's not around. So they posted a message on Twitter, or they tweeted from the Dalai Lama's account. It says a video clip has been circulating, no shit, that shows a recent meeting. That was a meeting when a young boy asked His Holiness the Dalai Lama if he could give him a hug.
Oh, they
You
blame
can't
the
be
boy.
His Holiness at
They
this
blame
point.
the kid.
His Holiness wishes to apologize to the boy. No, His
He
pedo
wishes.
his pedoness. Well, don't use holiness here. His pedoness wishes to apologize to the boy and his family, as well as his many friends across the world for the hurt his words may have caused.
His words.
Well, suck my tongue is the words that they think hurt people. His
The
holiness,
tongue is a wicked sword.
right? His
Ugh.
pedoness often teases people he meets in an innocent and playful way.
Oh, he's like
even
Joe
in public
Biden.
and before cameras.
Yeah.
He regrets the incident. This is
Oh.
Regrets. He had a face of glee.
this is
He was in heaven.
yeah, but this is some sad stuff though, because again, you can only imagine what goes on when the cameras are not on. Behind closed doors. This is absolutely pedophile behavior. This is again using the umbrella of religion and all these holiness figures and all of this, and then you have these little kids, innocent kids, who are taught that these are the most holiest figures that they can possibly ever meet and be in the same room with, and then you have things like this. You can tell that little boy was confused, didn't know what to do. He didn't want to be disrespectful. It was a very awkward situation for him. You could just tell in his body language. He wasn't trying to kiss the Dalai Lama in his mouth.
You can't say you regret something when it's on a red camera.
Yeah, this
Like no one just happened to catch this real quick.
Yeah.
but this is scary,
I'm a Catholic,
man.
so I can't really talk like that. But
Yeah, that'd be weird.
I mean, at least Catholicism has a no phone policy in mass.
Like, how
No one
Hollywood
can catch
elites,
it.
how Hollywood elites are like taking adrenochrome from like children to preserve their youth.
I'm sorry?
For real.
Yeah, like a lot of these Hollywood
Don't
elites.
put that on Pharrell.
What if
Maybe he just has a good skincare routine.
What if
Maybe
this
he's not-
is how he does it? What if he sucks the adrenochrome from little children, and that's how he stays so youthful?
Suck my tongue.
No,
You
this
watch
is-
too much Harry
Well, he
Potter
looked like
or
he-
too much Reddit of
I'm
conspiracy.
just trying
theories.
to see this.
Yeah.
Is this like the natural vaccine?
no.
the
This is
natural
this is the
vaccine.
natural pedophile in his most natural habitat.
But it's
Yeah.
a tax write off too, though, so he's chilling. He's good.
This is a tax write-off?
Is there laws? What country is this in? I could be wrong, but this appears to be in India.
It
I
looks
think
that way.
they need to speak for this as a country. Like their government needs to address this. I don't care if he's the holiness.
But what is there to
There's-
address?
There's
we know-
children
we have a
being
video.
molested on video.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Go arrest this guy.
I agree.
You gonna arrest the Dalai Lama?
That's
Yes.
being holy.
Yes, you should not be able to be a pedophile and be able to hide under the umbrella of religion and his holiness and all these other things.
But that's like
Of
the
course
whole
you should
thing.
be able to. But
I mean, listen, America as well, we have laws, but we just move priests
Yeah,
to another diocese.
they get sent on the waiver wire.
Yeah, but this is some, this is troubling shit because this is on camera in front of everybody. This is a room full of people that's sitting there watching this, like, and nobody felt
Nobody
like
freaked out.
yeah, like nobody felt like like walk up to like whoa, like nah, you can't go grab the kid. Like it's like everybody's just sitting there watching this happen.
Is it sacrilegious not to suck his tongue?
Shut the fuck up.
I have no idea.
I'm just saying.
I don't know. That's not my religion. I don't follow.
Are you supposed to kiss the Dalai Lama?
I wouldn't kiss no man in the mouth. That's just me though. That's not hip hop. That's the religion I'm from.
So when Wayne and Baby were smooching
wasn't
on
hip-hop.
camera,
that was mad hip hop.
That wasn't
That was
hip-hop.
hip-hop.
No, that wasn't hip hop.
How was that not
That was
hip-hop?
hip hop history.
Everybody spoke out about that not being hip hop. Like, yo, what is that?
he said it's like,
You kiss your father on the mouth?
no.
Your father like he'll punch you in your face. You try to kiss him in the
My
mouth.
dad's never even hugged me.
You try to kiss your dad in the mouth, he'll punch you right in your face.
That's the way he shows affection. Hey, good
Yeah,
job.
Exactly. That's what you're supposed to do. You don't kiss your father in the mouth.
They said this was because of the mob. The mob would do this.
What? I've seen
That
enough,
was their response.
I've seen enough mob movies to know that they don't kiss each other in the mouth.
Look
They
at it.
do
Look at his
too.
man's. At least he has a better reaction
Yeah,
to
like,
Wayne and
yo.
Baby kissing than the Dalai Lama's.
Yeah, I
age.
never that wasn't hip hop.
Keeping the dap secured is hilarious.
Yeah, tight.
Yeah, I never understood the kissing of
I'm gonna do that to my next nigga. Dap him and kiss him. What? I like the way that came off. My bad. Go ahead.
You gotta do that to your dyke girlfriend. Not to your man.
What's good, homie?
Yeah, I'm just not. I don't know. That's something that I always kind of felt was weird. Even when I see fathers kiss their daughter in the mouth, I'm kind of like,
Hey.
you kiss your dad in the mouth?
Yeah, I recently stopped.
You
I
just recently stopped?
stopped. Maybe within the past 3 years. Both my parents kissed me on the mouth.
I mean, I feel like at a certain age, maybe we should just stop. Like I don't,
As a grown woman kissing your father in the mouth is kind of crazy.
because I also think there is a line where I'm not sexualizing a child when I'm thinking that a parent
Yeah.
could kiss their kid. But I do think at a certain age, like maybe you shouldn't kiss your daughter in the mouth.
They stopped around like 23. My parents stopped getting
Like as a dad, you shouldn't want to kiss your daughter on the mouth at a certain. Like
That
that's
freaked
something
me out
that's
a
what
bit.
Rory's
I'm
saying.
sorry, when
It's
my dad
like
goes to give me affection, he's not thinking about the dick I be sucking. Like he's just.
I didn't want to take it. I didn't want to take
No,
that.
that's not what we're
That
saying.
wasn't
I
it at
know
all.
because I know Julian. Julian's over here smirking.
That's not what I'm saying. I'm saying,
I'm saying there's a certain age that maybe you just shouldn't kiss your daughter.
yeah,
Okay, why?
from
But I
the
don't know.
father's side.
Because this is a thing. I was actually going to bring this up. This is a thing that's going on right now where the game is being criticized for some pictures he took recently with his daughter that people said looked too affectionate. And this is his second time being under fire for this because when she was a little girl, there was a picture of him kissing her on the mouth. So I would like to know what age you all think that
when
men
they're-
should
when
stop
they're-
kissing their daughters on the
No,
mouth.
when they're little babies and that's listen, that's fine. I'm talking about as a young adult. No, you shouldn't be kissing
Why?
your kids you just shouldn't be kissing your kids in the mouth as young adults.
But why?
It's one of Drake's biggest wishes that I feel like we should fulfill.
What?
Mm,
Wish all daughters would kiss their mothers
mhm.
with all that lipstick covers. You're never too grown to kiss and hug her.
No,
Yeah,
real
kiss- yeah.
real conversation. Why is this? I'm asking.
Why is it
I don't
weird?
know.
Is this a thing?
I don't know.
Once I
I
start-
just don't think it's appropriate to kiss your young adult daughter or your young adult son in the mouth. Like,
But what would
Like,
make
it's
it
just weird?
inappropriate?
Yeah,
That's
it's just
what I'm
inappropriate.
asking.
Unless
My
you're the Dalai
first
Lama.
reaction was no, but now that I'm starting to think about it, I don't know. Maybe it's fine.
a baby, sure, like that's
You actually shouldn't be
It's
kissing
actually probably
babies
worse
in the
with a
mouth.
baby.
Yeah.
no, I mean not like a newborn, but like I'm talking about like
The
2,
2-year-old.
3, 4 years. That's fine. 18, 17, 18, 19, 20, 20. No. We can't do that. No, that's a bit much.
Like buy them a gift or
But
something.
why?
I don't know.
What I'm trying to get to the root of is why is it a bit much? What
Just-
makes it uncomfortable? Does it make it uncomfortable for you to watch? Would it be uncomfortable for you if your
I get
parents did
uncomfortable
it?
watching heterosexual adults tongue kissing in public.
Okay,
Like,
we're,
what
not
y'all
talking about,
doing?
we're talking about loving family affection.
Yeah, I'm just speaking for myself. I just don't think it's appropriate to kiss your young adult child in the mouth.
But now I'm just trying to think what would the day be that I was like, today's the day it stops.
Yeah, what's the cutoff? Yeah,
and like telling your daughter that, like, hey,
I
no,
think
no more affection.
you're too
for you.
grown for me.
No,
Go
that's
find
not-
a dude.
No, you can be you can be affectionate with your kids and not kiss them in the mouth. Let's not make it seem like that's the only way to be affectionate.
That's my point.
My mom has not kissed me in my mouth as a young adult. It's
Same.
never happened. My
Same.
dad has never kissed me in my mouth as a young adult. And they both love me dearly. Grew up with nothing but love and affection. So you can be affectionate with your children and not kiss them in the mouth. is
Also,
all I'm
how
saying.
long do you hold the kiss for?
Now you're just being weird.
How is that?
Nah, yeah.
Why am I being weird now?
Why are you even thinking? But
I'm starting to change my mind. I wouldn't see it as sexualizing your kid. If you want to kiss your kid in the mouth, have a blast. If you make out with your
But would
daughter,
you?
that's
But,
weird,
but would you give it an age cutoff? Like when does that get weird? Because that was your original point.
That's what I'm saying. That was my first reaction. That's what felt right to say, was you should stop doing it. Now that I'm thinking about it, I don't know.
yeah, when
What's-
do you stop looking at your child?
If you
as a
sexualize
child?
your daughter, get far the fuck away from her, period.
Yeah.
But if you're not doing that and that you kiss,
yeah, but there's so many ways to show affection.
That's all I'm saying.
Like both my parents were like great, loving, present, all that. Never once did I kiss at either of my parents on the mouth.
no,
Same.
my dad kisses me on the cheek, my forehead. He hugs me.
Yeah.
Never in the mouth.
that's maybe why you have intimacy issues now and why you have to kick women out within an hour after. Maybe if your
I
mother
don't
kissed
know.
you in the mouth, you would have understood what love was.
No, I don't have it.
It's so ridiculous.
Because it's weird. The two people that feel like it shouldn't happen are the two people that like can't really maintain past the one night.
What is going on here?
Well,
is
nah,
shit
wait, I got a
happening?
response. Rory, okay, so when
By the way,
so when
I have no ground to stand
so
on
when father
with anything of maintaining relationships.
when Father O'Perv
Mhm.
was busting cracking you open
Jesus Christ.
Busting, cracking
Yeah.
you open.
like the Dalai Lama here. I'm saying like were you like, oh, like I get it. He was trying to put me on, like he was trying to make me like
well, it was less intimate. I wish he would have asked me to kiss him in the mouth instead of just treated me like some floozy.
Some meat.
I'm not laughing.
like at
I'm
least
not-
at
listen,
least at least kiss me in the mouth
I'm
and
not
act
laugh-
like you like me,
I'm
sir.
not laughing at your trauma, but that is
I am.
it's
I
inappropriate.
laugh at it.
It's inappropriate to kiss your young adult child in the mouth.
Okay,
That's-
well, I strongly disagree. Like I said,
This is what
I
what
come
we're
from
at.
a strongly So they said this looked like cuffing pictures, but people have been on
this
him.
is
and
a stretch.
no,
Father
no,
daughter
no.
stretch.
What I'm saying is
They
people
look-
have
she
been
looks a lot
on
like
game
him.
the game and his daughter for years because years ago when she was maybe around like 10, a picture went viral of them kissing in the mouth. and people were sexualizing it and saying that he was sick and that was inappropriate and all of these things. So when I bring up what Mal is saying is as a young adult, it becomes inappropriate. So what I'm asking you is at 10, when he did it, it was appropriate. But at some point he can't look at his daughter like the 10-year-old and he has to acknowledge that she's 15. Yes.
And we can put this photo. This is what's wrong with this.
That's not inappropriate.
That's not inappropriate. That's his daughter. She's not a young adult.
They're having an ice cream date.
Yeah,
That's
like
not inappropriate.
she's not a young adult.
What I'm trying to
being a young adult.
What I'm trying to explain to you, and I think it's because you don't have kids that maybe you don't understand. And I'm not just talking about the kiss. I'm talking about at no point do you stop looking at your kid. From what I hear from parents, as a kid. My parents, do you know how long it takes for my parents to not look at me I will always be their child.
Right.
So they don't look at me and be like, oh, I don't know, Damaris is dating now and is grown and is tall and has ass and like now I can't kiss her. They don't look at it like that. They look at me like I'm their child.
When they ask you to borrow money, that's when it changes. That's when you're an adult.
Oh, child, that's
then you kiss them.
But you're sitting there talking to two guys. Your mother has never kissed you on the mouth, has she?
Not that I remember, no.
As a young adult.
I don't think, period.
Your dad hasn't either, right?
No. But we're from an Irish, non-affectionate family.
I'm from a black affectionate family. And my mother and my father has not kissed me in my mouth as a young adult.
There was love, but just like that wasn't how we showed love.
Yeah. So all I'm saying is when your kids start to become adults, you shouldn't be kissing them in the mouth. That's all I'm saying.
So when do you think kids start to become adults?
And is it just father, daughter?
Like high school.
Like mothers should not kiss their sons? Or they're theys? Or where do we draw the line?
You can kiss your kids.
You got to kiss a they.
Not in the mouth though.
I kiss Baisley in the mouth. Who am I to talk?
Well, that's what you whites do though. Y'all kiss your
I kiss Baisley in the mouth.
Yeah, Baisley's tongue is all down.
Yeah.
No, don't say all.
Now I think about it.
She's caught.
We're all
caught
Eskimo
you.
brothers with bass.
She's caught you.
Baisley kind of get around a little bit.
Because she'll jump up on the back of the couch and like snipe you when you're not
Snipe you
In my mouth?
when you're laying back.
No.
in my mouth.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know how much sniping you think is going on. That has never happened, sir.
But to bring the point all home, don't be kissing kids that aren't yours.
Yeah.
But if you're comfortable kissing your child,
Oh, that's good advice.
as long as
And don't go up to strange children and stick your tongue out and say, hey, suck my tongue. And then bring their head closer to your tongue. And also put it in 4K and then put it on the internet. And then also be the high holiness of an entire fucking religion.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Maybe.
Does make Joe Biden look better for the hair sniffing that he's done.
Ugh.
Yeah, that doesn't seem as bad, right?
Looks pretty chill at this point.
Yeah.
Sometimes you gotta sniff some hair.
No.
I mean, if it's
Edit.
No.
I'm joking.
No.
no, don't edit. Leave it there.
if it's somebody you're dating,
Let them know the
sniff
real
it.
you.
I don't go around sniffing strangers' hair.
Well, you definitely sniff
Someone
some
I'm
hair.
dealing with,
You're
yes,
big sniff.
I like their smells. So I'll smell their hair.
You look like you'd be like, is that Gagne?
You sniffed Yomi's hair when she first joined.
Wow.
She has a beanie on all the time. I've never even seen her
You
hair.
can't even try.
you
You can't even sniff Yomi's hair if you tried to.
Yeah.
It's
And
not
Yomi 100% would knock me clean in my nose if I sniffed her hair.
gonna work. Absolutely.
Yeah.
No questions asked. Just a swift elbow like this. The moment I went,
Well, that's a weird sniff. You got to do one inhale. Why are you just one?
One good waft.
Yeah, one good waft.
Waft.
well, you have to do the longer and then the quick one. It's like tasting wine. Little sips, then a longer,
the notes.
savory one.
Yeah.
This is savory.
You look like you've
Is there
practiced
dirt in
this.
I don't know what's going on.
Should we stay on inappropriate relationships?
Yeah.
Well, in more pedophilia news, text message conversation between R. Kelly's ex-girlfriend, age 16, and her mother
Yikes.
are apparently leaked. I don't know how true these text messages are, how real they are. I don't know. Was this in court? Because it says no text messages look like this incoming, outgoing. First of all,
Well, these are printed from
Yeah,
like
it's
on a
just a
court
transcript.
doc.
Okay, so this is transcription from court.
Basically, the issue here is it looks like the mother of the girl is trying to get her daughter to get right for
It looks
for
like-
Kells.
It looks
You saying it
like,
looks like that?
Allegedly.
Listen, let's be clear. When all of this came out with R. Kelly, that was one of the things that I said automatically was we're the parents. I don't care if you tell me my daughter is in some studio right here with R. Kelly. If my daughter's in there and I feel like she's being sexually abused, there's nobody or nothing that's going to stop me from going in that building and get my daughter out of it. So I always felt like we're the parents. When all of this was happening, where the parents at?
Mhm.
The parents must know that this is going on. The parents must be in on this somehow. They must be okay with this. Like, you're not going to tell me that somebody has your daughter, Rory, in a warehouse and she's saying, "Oh, I'm being kidnapped, or I'm being held here against my own will," and you're not gonna know where that studio is and break the door down and go get your daughter.
Did you watch Surviving R. Kelly? I know there's been like 17 of them since the first one came out, and I could take the first season, and then once it continued, I was like,
yeah, I watched
listen,
the original,
I respect
the first
the
drop.
victims. I just can't.
I watched the first drop.
So there's been 3 or 4 more drops after that.
Mhm.
One I think they actually just put out, which is around the trial and him getting sentenced. But there were cases where yes, women were kidnapped, manipulated, and the parents were against it and were trying to find their children.
Mhm.
But there was also many cases, and it's not just with R. Kelly, that you get these momagers and these show parents that do this, even if it's not to sexualize for them to like sleep with an exec or an artist. They do say this type of shit.
Mm-hmm.
Do something seductive, then make a silly face. Like this happens way more with these fucking momagers than people think.
Well, that was the one thing about the whole R. Kelly thing that I think people kind of lost, is that parents are groomers too.
100%.
Parents sexually abuse their kids too.
For sure.
So I think that one, pedophiles, no pedophiles. Sexual abusers, no sexual abusers. And I think that R. Kelly was able to have conversations with certain women and have those type of conversations, one, and identify with it because he was sexually abused. So you have a conversation, you start asking certain questions. You're like, oh, okay, like, so you're sexually abused like I was. Now it comes to, okay, well then come to the studio. You can stay here. We can work on some music. Grooming. You start to, create an environment where this person could become relaxed and comfortable with you and things like that because you're grooming them to do what it is that you want them to do. From day one, I always said there's no way a parent will know, or a father will know, or a mother will know that their kid is in some building with some man being sexually abused and they do not break that door down and get their kids out of it. It's impossible. If you're a loving parent.
This will work.
Financial.
We just talking about parents sexualizing their kids. There's no way you would think your 15-year-old daughter could be sexualized unless you think that way.
Right.
There's no way you would prep your daughter to do all these things unless you're already sexualizing your children because you think someone else would think the same way.
Right.
So you have some pedo in you, even if it is your own kid.
But Kels was kind of using the same, and it's not excuse the parents at all, but he was like, okay, the parents, like, I'm setting them off with the superstar. What he's going to do is foul, but there could be a potential financial upside. So his sell to the parents was, I like your daughter's voice. She can sing.
Mm-hmm.
That looks like that's what's going on here. Be prepared. The woman tells her daughter, be prepared to sing 3 songs. He'll meet you, listen to your songs. But then everything that follows that after is like, make sure you look sexy, look seductive, look all that stuff.
Ugh.
So I feel like the parents, at least in this case, was willing to sell her daughter as long as there might be the potential for some financial gain.
The other bigger
In
problem
the
here
end.
is that she didn't go with her daughter.
For real. Just be in the room.
You're just sending, let's say it's not even R. Kelly, who we know has a history of this shit. Why are you sending your daughter anywhere with grown adults without you?
And telling them to be sexy and seductive.
What the fuck?
But this is what I'm saying. A lot of times, yes, we know that R. Kelly is a nasty pedophile. We got that. He's in jail. He's serving his time. He was found guilty. But now it's time to start looking at a lot of things around the situation. Like, where were the parents? What role did the parents play in this?
And you're not about to tell me you have this much attention to detail about coaching your daughter to do something, and you wouldn't have done research on R. Kelly and what he has done with Aaliyah.
But
There's no way you would just have no idea.
But without even going to that, just like you just said.
You know he wants to fuck young girls that are artists, so you're sending your daughter there.
But without even going to that, like you just said, why are you sending your young daughter there by herself anyway? Like, especially if it's an audition or, whatever it is, R. Kelly's supposed to help your daughter. Why are you not there with your daughter anyway? That's the whole point of this thing.
I think you guys are failing to realize that, like, the most obvious thing, people be stupid. Like, people are really, really, like, stupid. And not only just stupid, poor. People are stupid and poor. And that's not me, like, throwing shots or sticking up for anybody, but that's just the truth. This is out of straight, like, desperation. Yeah, and and people who are desperate are easy to manipulate. And if you think R. Kelly didn't notice, the same way that people, a lot of times, and I'm not blaming this, I'm not victim blaming, but a lot of people who are domestically abused the abuser can recognize, you don't have a strong support system,
Yeah,
or
absolutely.
you don't have people who are going to look out for you or have your best interests in heart. So I can do whatever I want to you, and there will be no repercussions for me. There will be nobody at a gun on my doorstep, because I can manipulate you and make you believe that I'm the only person that cares about you.
Well, that's what.
And
that's
I
what
think that
predators
this
do.
happened a lot. Yes, I think this happened a lot too. So yes, a lot of parents were wrong. They were wrong, or they were stupid and uninformed, or they were poor and desperate.
But Damaris, here's news for you. When you're an adult, being stupid costs. Being uninformed costs. So now, if you groomed your child to go into a studio with a grown man who happens to be a pedophile, you should have some type of blame in that and some fault
for
in that.
sure. Yeah, for sure.
That's just part
honestly,
of being an adult. Like you have to wear that. Like you were stupid enough to tell your child. Well, it seems like you're smart because you're trying to make sure you look shimmy for him and wink at him and wiggle and sit on his lap and all. Make sure your lips are shiny. You smart enough to tell your daughter all of those things. But you telling me you're not smart enough to go to that audition or rehearsal with your daughter? You telling me you're not smart enough to understand that you may be sending your young child into a room with a predator? Like, it sounds like you're grooming your daughter to be a victim, to be taken advantage of for your shortcomings because you are not financially able to take care of the family or whatever it is. Like, you should have to pay for that as a parent.
For sure.
And
I agree.
you're definitely well versed in what needs to happen around R. Kelly. Like, that's where I'm at with it. It's that she's not stupid.
Mhm.
If she was just flat out stupid and like accidentally sent her kid to an audition thinking, "Hey, I want my daughter to sing," and that was this person is smart and knows what they're doing.
Yeah.
They're evil, but they're not stupid. They know what to do with R.
But
Kelly.
that's the false. I'm saying, like, that's the false pitch. He's like, "Yo, this could change your life, your daughter and you." Like, he knows what he's equally manipulative. He's like, "Okay, word, give me your daughter." We know how strict, if you watch the things, how rigid his rules were in the studios. Like, only very few people, if anyone else, outside of him and the girl, would be allowed in the room. So even if the mom wanted to, she was not going to get in that room.
We also don't talk about how many artists do this with women of age that are also consenting. I'll put you on.
Yeah.
How many producers and artists lie to women about what they'll do for them to fuck?
Oh, yeah.
absolutely.
Regular
Like,
part of the industry.
We know what goes on in the industry, Rory. We know that there's a lot of this type of shit going on. We know that there's a lot of predators, and like again, predators know they look at the prey that's vulnerable. So like Damaris said, she doesn't come from a strong family, strong support system. She lives on her own. She doesn't even have a good relationship with her parents. Those are the ones that these predators kind of go after and aim because they feel like there's no repercussions. There's nobody coming to help them. There's nobody coming to save them. And whatever I wave in front of her, she's going to be so happy with and so just, like in awe, she just wants to be around.
Has a woman ever that was pursuing music and probably isn't very good, but we see plenty of women now because it is a great lick. Just, I want to decide to rap because I have a big Instagram following now.
Yeah.
Right? Have any of those women played you music privately from huge producers? And in your head, you're like, that song's never going to be cleared or coming out. He gave you that to fuck, to make it seem like he wanted to work.
That happens all the time. All the time.
At what point is that not dirty macking? And should we say that to people?
I mean,
I've thought it in my head.
Absolutely.
I've wanted to be like, yo, I know you're about to plan your entire next year around this record because this producer is huge.
Mm-hmm.
It's not going to come out. It's never going to be cleared.
But we see that,
He
though.
purposely sent you this to make it look like he wasn't trying to beat.
We've spoken about this before, Rory. We've seen it all the time. Artists have a record and then they talk about it, how he didn't clear the record. I think that he was trying to, get with me. He was trying to date me and then got mad when I didn't and then didn't clear the record. That's one of the oldest angles in the industry. And it happens all the time, not just with recording artists, things like that. That happens with regular 9-to-5s.
Right.
He told me he would give me a raise.
I've seen men do that to men. One of my favorite Biggie stories is when before like shit popped off, he would do like all these verses like for brown bag money because he wasn't hustling anymore.
Right.
And he would just leave and tell his manager, yo, tell Puff not to clear that shit. And just walk away with the bread.
Yeah.
And the song would never see the light of day.
Yeah. It happens all the time. And it's fucked up, but it's part of the game. It's part of the learning curve, especially if you don't have anybody in your corner knows the industry and knows how this shit goes, like you're gonna run into a lot of situations where you are taken advantage of and shit does happen and you get the short end of the stick. It's just part of it. It's fucked up. I know, I agree.
And what's even more fucked up about it, the person that should be in your corner, your manager, a lot of times is trying to beat too.
Now that's a
It's
whole
the person that would tell you, hey, this producer is just doing this to fuck. He doesn't like your music.
Yeah.
Like, you haven't put anything out. There's no way you're just going to get this beat from this producer. Like, hate to break it to you.
Mhm.
He's also trying to fuck.
It happens. I mean, but if you can kind of look back
He's
at the
trying
whole,
to manage you was his way to get in there.
bro, we just watched
I'm serious.
We watched Irv Gotti basically confess to all of that. We watched
I
it.
mean, I think Ashanti had some talent.
No, of course she did. But
I'm
a lot
saying-
of artists have talent,
Mm.
but then they're in a situation where the executive producer, the producer or whoever the manager is kind of sort of like keeping them around, like because they like this girl or they're attracted to them and this, that, and the third. Like, and if you want your opportunity, okay, listen, like you got to be my girl.
Mhm.
This is just what he basically confessed to, which is why everybody was on Irv's ass. Like, basically, you were like, yo, taking advantage of this girl.
More or less.
Rory, you've spent the last couple of years, like a bulk of your time writing, producing, and putting out music. So you're like more in the weeds, so to speak, of the industry on that front, on the creation side. Have you seen, or like firsthand, or have you been like compromised, or has anyone tried to pull some shit like that on you?
Like someone's tried, they just wanted to work with me. So they
Not
fuck.
try to fuck you, but like,
Yeah, I mean,
No, I mean,
No, I can assure you, no one is trying
not
to
not like in a sexual way, but I'm sure you've come across some people that have tried to run like a play on you, where they'll try to isolate either like a production thing or some vocals or something, where someone's trying to like pull the wool over your eyes and try to get away with something.
There's been cases where I knew stuff may have been verse swaps in the pod world. And I ended up not working with those artists because I didn't want to do all right, if you work with me, we'll do an interview or like we'll do something. And if that's starting the basis of our working relationship, let's not do this. Because I'm not about to feel like I need to put you on an interview, and I don't want you to make you feel like you're only working with me because I can put you on a pod. If you don't respect me musically, cool, that's fine.
Mhm.
But let's not pretend and do the swap thing here.
Right.
It's just not how I work. And I think it's fine when people do that. Like, that's cool.
Do.
I just don't feel like doing that. I wish people wanted to work with me to fuck me, but it's usually just podcast stuff.
Well, I don't know if that's a bad thing or a good thing, but I mean, good luck and just don't try.
Good luck.
Yeah, don't try to like tell a girl, listen, I'll get you an interview in the pod if you, give me a little pickle tickle. Like don't
Pickle
do that.
tickles.
Do
I
you-
would never.
The highlight room.
Yeah, don't do
Do
that.
you think
We
that,
mostly have men on here anyway, so I
Right.
don't want to start that rumor.
do you think that the music industry will ever have that Me Too movement like Hollywood did?
A lot of people.
Isn't that Me Too in general?
Yeah, a lot of people in the industry got jammed up.
No, I know what Damaris is saying though. Like,
It wasn't big like
it
how
wasn't
was
to
with
the degree.
Hollywood.
R. Kelly is R. Kelly. The music industry hasn't had its Harvey Weinstein moment that we knew was the whole thing, and unfortunately, it's because most of the women that would come out would be black women, whereas Hollywood, it was white women.
Right,
That's
that
where I
actually
think the
makes a
music
lot of
industry
sense.
hasn't gotten their big Me Too movement because the victims are people that society cares the least about, unfortunately. I do think some stuff is going to come out, though, personally.
I think that stuff will come out. It's just, again, it's unfortunate because a lot of the times, I've had some talks with some women in the industry, artists and things like that, and they've told me things in confidence where it completely fucked me up because you would never know. Like I had no idea some of the shit that they go through and things that they have been through. And it's like, it really changes the way, one, you look at the industry and the culture that you love so much. But then it also makes you wonder how many others have dealt with some shit like that.
And you also kind of have to overcompensate. When I've talked to artists, whether it be like DM or text, and hadn't met them in person and we wanted to work, the way I had to overcompensate of how safe the studio space would be when they come to link,
Yeah.
like, sucks. Because
Mhm.
you almost even look more insane if you have to keep reiterating like that type of shit. But that always creates an environment at the end of the session. Like, damn, this was nice. Like, it felt like everyone's just here to make music. No one's trying to fuck
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
because they're so used to that happening.
Right.
And that's typically where you need somebody with a girlfriend. I know that sounds insane.
Mm-hmm.
Somebody with a girlfriend saves a music space for women to feel a bit safer
Mm.
Mm-hmm.
because you're not like that guy. Like,
Right.
oh, I'm here with my girl. Come through. it drops everything. Better music is made. Everyone is just a little bit more laid back. Like, we're having female managers. Yo, she's going to be here. Like, it sucks that you have to go that route.
Right.
But the studio is probably one of the most predatorial places
Yikes.
on earth. It's nasty.
But it's fucked up that you say that, but it's even worse that it's true. And, again, you walk around this industry and you in this industry long enough to have conversations with certain people that you have a certain relationship with, and you will be completely surprised at some of the stories and some of the things that a lot of these women walk around with every day in this industry. So as far as the Me Too movement happening in music and then, specifically the hip hop culture, hip hop R&B culture, it's tough. I do think that it will happen eventually, but it's going to surprise a lot of people.
What might pop it off is this Freaknik Doc.
Oh my god.
That might spread the seeds.
Yeah,
because some crazy shit happening.
But
Freaknik.
this is why a lot of the people that was there back then, that was outside at these events, they're kind of nervous about this one hitting the waves, because we might see some faces. You might start looking at auntie and grandma a little different. Like, because it's gonna be some grandmas in this documentary.
Well, I think no matter what, and is JD producing this?
So Uncle Luke, Luther Campbell, and JD Jermaine Dupri are executive producers for this documentary that will be on Hulu. And if you are familiar with Uncle Luke, he's not one that is scared or shy to air anything. I was a huge Uncle Luke peep show connoisseur. I had every DVD. I had VHS. Like I had all of Uncle Luke's Freaknik DVDs and VHS tapes in the top of my closet.
Yikes.
That's where you had to keep stuff. Mom would have found that. She would have thrown that shit out.
Yeah.
I mean, Uncle Luke, I don't want to put any smut on his jacket because nothing has ever come out. And I think that speaks to how ill he really is. And maybe how nice of a fucking guy he is, and actually how much he cares about the safety of women. Because if you know the story of Uncle Luke, the fact that there's been no complaints,
right?
Like, you must have been the nicest guy on planet Earth.
Because see, I think that's something that people kind of lose sight of. You can have a show like Uncle Luke's Peep Show, where there's strippers and XXX stars and things like that on set, sitting around. There's one video that we just talked about where he got Jay doing the interview, and it's two girls.
My
just
favorite
like,
interview of all time.
Like two girls just and playing with each other and kissing and licking all over each other right next to Jay.
Matter of fact,
right next to them.
Hove might be the only one that could come to the podium. He looks very uncomfortable the entire time.
He did. But that speaks to the fact that, again, Uncle Luke probably created an environment where it was like, listen, nobody's touching these girls if they don't want you to touch them. Nobody's disrespecting these girls. Let the girls do what they want to do. And once you create an environment like that, listen, let the ladies be comfortable with whatever it is they're doing. You don't just start grabbing these girls, touching on these girls, and they don't want you doing that. So you can create the environment to have it, be sexual, but it also be, consensual. It's like, the women know this is what they're comfortable with. This is what they're not comfortable with. And we're going to have a great time. Respect the ladies at all times.
I think this Freaknik Doc may get me back on Facebook. I might start a Facebook account
it's gonna be
because
crazy.
this you moments that are going to be on Facebook are going to be magical.
Oh no.
Every auntie that's just post fucking biblical verse starts judging all these little girls rapping about pussy.
Oh yeah.
This you moment of her busting it wide open.
Little Miss Gangbang.
But then it's gonna be a lot of like what this situation is right here. You see this angle. This girl her top is being pulled, things like that. Unfortunately, it's a lot of this that was going on back then as well. I remember here in New York City at the Puerto Rican Day Parade, the year that happened, a bunch of girls was having their bikini tops pulled off at the parade and things like that. Like, that's when the whole dynamic of the parade changed after that year. It was like, women were being sexually assaulted. They were having their clothes ripped off. They were having, body parts grabbed, and it wasn't consensual. At Freaknik, unfortunately, as you see in this clip, it was a lot of that going on as well. Women having their butts grabbed. Just because a woman is dressed, with some a bikini on walking down the street, that doesn't mean that you can just grab her ass.
That's not an invitation.
Well, Mal, we were too young to experience and obviously live in this news cycle. But at the time, there's a lot of people saying it's like rape Nick, and it was just ended up being a rape fest. Like, was that the headline going around at that time?
Honestly, no. And that's the sad part, because that wasn't that wasn't looked at as some rapey type shit. Unfortunately, it wasn't. Now in the world we're in now, 100%. Like all of this right here now, that this could never happen. None of this shit could ever. Which is why I think this documentary coming out at this time is important to show. Like this is what it used to be like. This is the type of shit that was going on. Unfortunately, we all older now and we understand what things was wrong. But at the same time, there was a lot of things going on back then that today, I'm sure some of these women see it, they're going to be like, oh, hell no. But, again, in the moment and the time, the world was different. The way we viewed things was different. The way people conducted themselves was different. Back then, it wasn't those type of words weren't around. Like we didn't look at it in that way. It was like, oh, yo, he wilding. Or like y'all bugging out. Like it wasn't like, oh, y'all just raped this girl. Y'all just basically like molested her and took all her shit off and sexually violated. Unfortunately, that wasn't the temperature and that wasn't the energy. But now looking at this footage now, this shit is absolutely crazy.
Yeah,
I'll tell you
crazy.
But this was something that happened every year.
This younger generation is going to watch this doc with a notepad, and they are going to find all of you, and they're going to contact your jobs.
Yikes.
And your
TikTok's gonna go
churches.
crazy.
No, I want to see the grannies. Because there's some grannies in these documentaries that's going to
for
be
sure.
exposed.
Can we pull up that one clip right there, Julian, and play that?
I don't know. We might be in trouble.
Oh, you in
Did y'all
trouble.
see Hulu is about to release a documentary?
Are those scrubs? Is she a
About-
nurse?
94 Freaknik.
She in the hospital parking lot right now.
Yes.
That look like a-
Terrified.
That's like a dental
1994
assistant.
Freaknik. Yes, they are about to release a documentary. So, I'm just now. I've been to several Freakniks.
Uh-oh.
94 was one that I attended.
Mm.
So I'm just praying that Jesus be a fence. I'm praying that
Turning
Jesus
customer.
just be a big, tall privacy fence.
Mhm.
That's
She's
my
the
prayer.
Freaknik. Yeah.
This Easter, this Good Friday.
Yeah.
That's
She's hoping none of that footage resurfaces.
I will say this though. Like when they would bring out those video cameras and start recording, I immediately removed myself from the
So you
that
think?
situation.
She
I
lying.
never ever was okay with being recorded out
She
there.
was fucking.
So
100%.
hopefully that
Sure.
worked to my benefit, but
Hopefully it worked to your benefit.
You never know. So the only thing I got is if you see your girl in the documentary, hey man, at least I'm fully clothed. At least all my clothes is on. That's all I got.
You can still suck dick with your clothes
That's
on.
the best I
Oh,
got.
right.
That's
But,
true.
Yeah,
And
y'all.
Too far.
we about
Apologies
put
to
our
whoever's
business
mother
out in the
this is,
street.
but yeah,
We
you was
about
definitely
to-
fucking.
Some of us might be on TV, so get your parental controls together. And I don't know, y'all. I
But
don't know.
but honestly, think about that though. Like that's not some scary shit because if you know you was wilding, like at Freaknik, and then where you are now in your life, like things that you have going on, that could affect you in a real way. Like if you have a business or you like a real professional woman now, and footage surfaces of you with some niggas from Atlanta picking you up and pulling your bikini top off and
Yeah. And you're
you
married to a
busting it
pastor
open.
now?
Yeah, and you busting it open. That could affect you.
Okay,
I'm
let's think about
terrified
20
for
years
that.
from now.
I was
This is
about
a
to say.
very small window for one event of 1 year that maybe a VHS camera caught you.
Yeah.
We now film our own dirt and put it on the internet
Yeah.
every day.
Yeah.
And people think that your life isn't going to change and you're going to evolve to a different person. Those 4 years of you busting it open on Instagram, it's not going to go away.
No, but this is how much the world has changed. They were busting it open on the middle of Peachtree Street, right? For free.
That's hard.
Now they busting it open and getting 100 bands a month on OnlyFans.
Yeah. But at least there was some beauty in this. It's because it was a bit more
It was culture.
private.
It was culture. I
Not-
love
not
when we
the- not
hide
the
shit in the
nasty
culture.
shit, but like
it was culture.
I feel like women that would enjoy, I'm talking about the consensual fun side of this,
Yeah.
would do this in public and it could exist, but there's too many cameras.
How are
That's
they?
where like it would be okay. You can't bust it open on Peachtree now.
Right.
You could then, and that was the beauty of it.
I
Like,
agree.
How are they still? I don't get legally. How are they allowed to use this footage? Like, where they get the footage from, and how are they getting permission to clear using all this, like the likeness of everyone that's going to be shown in this?
That's interesting. I don't know how they're doing it. I'm guessing because it was public.
Yeah, you were outside.
You was outside at a public event. Like,
A lot of festivals have in the ticket clauses, like when you purchase any footage or what.
you just purchased something.
No, but I'm saying
This was just people on the
in
street. They
'94.
weren't
That's what
paying
I'm
to be
saying. In
there.
'94, those stipulations weren't written into the ticket purchase. You just showed up.
You
and
didn't have to
started
pay to
shaking
go to
your ass.
Freaknik. It was just a party on the street.
That's what I'm saying. Like if you go to Coachella and there's a doc that comes out and you're in it, you agreed to be in it by purchasing that ticket. There is a legal line in the fine print that says by purchasing, stepping on these grounds, your face can now be shown anywhere we put out. That didn't exist in Freaknik. So how are they getting permission to put everyone's likeness out?
Maybe they had a sign and we didn't know.
They weren't signing
They
shit.
gonna put that in the video somewhere. Like, look at the signs were all over Peachtree that said.
You don't think
You'll be on a Hulu doc in 30. You'll be on a Hulu doc in 20 years.
No, but I think it was different because it really was just it was just a street that was just like everybody was out there walking around. So it wasn't like you had to pay to go there. It wasn't to buy a ticket to get on this street and this festival type of thing. It was literally, park over there. We're going to walk to Peachtree. We're going to hang out over here. So some of us going to drive down. Like, it was just a open event. You didn't have to pay to go there.
Mm.
Just go to Atlanta for that weekend. You know what I mean? And just have fun. You didn't have to pay. So maybe that's why they're able to use the footage because it wasn't like you had to pay. It was like, listen, you was just here walking around. You had a bikini on. Like, we may have you on camera. So I just want to know how much of the documentary we not going to see.
I do want to know why they're specifically just doing 94. Is it because that had the most footage,
That's
or did
probably
some wild shit happen in 94?
We'll probably had the most footage.
Yeah.
Like the way they did the Woodstock doc just for that one specific.
99.
Yeah,
but
why they
It
landed
went crazy in 99.
That was nuts.
Yeah, I do want to know why they landed on 94. Either way, I'm gonna watch it.
Were you there in 94?
No, hell no.
Did you ever go to any of them?
You were too
Yeah.
young, right, Mo?
No, I went to one.
Which
I
one?
went to one in 98.
You was in there showing ass.
You brought the
I
cameras.
was showing ass.
Wow.
Why would I be showing that?
You had a
They would've-
GoPro on?
I didn't
Niggas-
mean literally showing your ass. I meant like showing your ass,
Oh.
like you were acting up.
Nah,
Maybe he was being a freak. I don't
Nah,
know.
I was young, so
The
it was
freak
more so just like, this is crazy. Like, I was like 17, I think. I was just like, this is wild. Like, this shit is crazy. But it was like, it was fun. Like, yes, you're gonna see things in this doc that I'm sure is like, but it was really just people hanging out on the strip, chilling, having a good time, drinking, music, cars. The dope boys had their jewelry on, niggas flexing. Like, it was, it was just that type of thing. But it was a lot of girls walking around that looked good. And I will say this though, there was a lot of pretty girls back. And the thing about it now, when you have events like this, all the girls look alike.
Mm-hmm.
They
Fair.
look the same.
Yeah.
Back then, you saw all types of different shades of women, hair, complexion, shape, style. It was just like it was a whole different thing. If they was to have this now, because now you have Instagram, every girl wants to look like every girl anyway. I want that same hairstyle. I want that same dress. I want them same shoes. I want to have that same makeup. So you're going to have now, if you was to have this event, all the girls will look alike. Back then, and as you've seen a doc, it was just a complete mix of all different types of women.
Well, it appears, I don't know if this is a coincidence. 98, they had to shut it down. It's odd that was the one you went to.
Was that the last
we
year?
cannot
99 was the official last year.
We cannot support events that bring mall, lewd activities, sexual assault, violence against women, and public safety concerns. Fire trucks not being able to reach victims. Why was you blocking the fire trucks?
No, because I remember that year they were saying like it wasn't the same. You know what I mean? Like it was, that was like the tail end of it. Like it wasn't what it used to be at that time.
You touched down.
Not because I was young. I was 17, 16, 17. And I mean, you could tell it was a lot. But that's when it turned into that. And then we started going to Virginia for BET weekend.
Okay.
We started going to King's Dominion for BET weekend.
Well, then us Greeks took over and it became ATL Greek. Was the same weekend.
Yeah.
Which is, Freaknik to some degree.
Yeah, y'all lost some freaky Greeks. The freak Greeks.
Freak Greeks.
So-
The Greeky freaks?
Wasn't there like a Greek fest here? Like Jones Beach or something? What was that they used to do here?
Oh, yeah, there was New York Greek.
Like what was it? What was it called though? Greek Fest? Greek. It was something that they used to do at Jones Beach. That was like a Greek
Get him to.
Well,
the
no, it switched because they would do the step show,
Greek Fest. Yeah.
but it switched because even Brighton Beach one year we did the step show there. Like it's around the whole city, but it did start, at Jones Beach.
Greek Fest. Yeah, I remember Greek Fest. Yeah.
But a lot of stuff had to switch over to like barbecues, like our shit in Jersey is New Jersey barbecue. Like, yeah, it all gets passed to different people who remix it. But
Yeah.
Greek Fest is great, and ATL Greek is a lot of fun. You would enjoy it.
Would I? Am I welcome though? Because I'm not Greek. So
Yeah, you just have to pay.
Oh, okay.
So, what events do you guys think will have the most lewd footage of you guys? Like, what do you think you're going to be embarrassed about in 25 years?
I want to see the documentary on Howard Homecoming in the late 80s when the drug dealers were gone.
Howard in DC?
Homecoming. Mhm. I want to see that doc.
Hmm.
I want to see the doc when Alpo was running Howard Homecoming. Not when me and my pussy friends went down there and then threw a little event.
That was a whole different thing you talking about. That's a whole different energy.
I want to see that doc. What would be another cool event that needs its own shit?
The Puerto Rican Day Parade in New York, honestly.
Labor
Like,
Day.
Before
Labor
it
Day
got
too.
Labor Day in Brooklyn. That's a whole violent thing.
Ew,
That's,
Maris.
yeah, that's a whole different. That's a Juve.
Juve?
The Juve doc.
I
Surviving
did
Juve is coming.
The
Man.
last time I did Juve was 2008. I did the whole night in Crown Heights and then did the parade right after.
Sick.
Oh,
Juve
no, that
is
was
just
sick.
crazy
That's
because you
That's
out all
sick.
day. You got powder all over you, paint all over you.
Yeah.
You supposed to go home, shower, and then get out and go to the parade.
Nah, you just stay up and go to the parade in your paint.
Hell nah. That shit too hot. That paint, you start passing out. Your pores all clogged up with baby powder and shit. Nah,
And liquor. Baby
Yeah,
powder and
it's
liquor.
just not a good idea. It's just not a good idea.
Potential stab wounds.
Yeah, no. The Juve doc would be interesting. I would love to see something like that.
You'll see Rory's white face somewhere in this fat footage.
Yeah, can't miss you, Rory. Can't miss you in that
Undercover
crowd.
cop in the crowd.
100%.
Absolutely.
Did you
With some
guys,
high top blazers on?
did you guys record Duce Palooza? Because I don't want to see that in 25
Ooh,
years.
what is that doc?
I don't
look
need
like?
my kids to see that in
Uh,
25
What's
years.
the no. Forget the Deuce. What's the Henny Palooza doc on the
Mm.
I'm so
Oh.
glad I missed
Let's
those
take
days.
it back to that. Let's go to where it started. With the Henny Palooza, the doc over there, right there on Hump. What's that? Hump 49th.
Yeah.
Hump 49th.
Well, it started on 115th and Pleasant,
Uh-huh.
and then it went to the Kappa Castle over there,
Right.
Sick.
and there was an art gallery
Sick
downtown Tammany Hall. I don't know. We shot a doc. There's a super trailer that's about like 17 minutes long. Like we shot a documentary.
The trailer is
Um,
17 minutes long.
Yeah, it's like a super trailer.
I mean,
And
that's
it was to
short
shop
film.
around. And despite what narratives have been put out there, anyone that has talked about the assault side or lewd side,
Mhm.
nothing ever happened at Duce Palooza.
Mm-hmm.
To be honest, the Duce Palooza doc wouldn't be that crazy as far as footage in the crowd. Like it was just people having fun.
Yeah.
There was never fights.
Yeah.
Mhm.
There was one fight that I can remember, and it was because a guy hit a girl outside the grounds, and then 7 dudes beat the fuck out of him.
Well,
That's the only one I can remember, and that wasn't even on the grounds. It was somewhere else in Coney Island.
That's one thing I can say about when you guys was doing that it was never no like drama inside.
No.
And when it was at the Kappa house and all, that was like a small house for all of those people to be in the backyard and things like that. But it was never any fights. I never witnessed like a fight or anything like that. I mean, you were gonna leave there with your clothes all fucked up, Henny all over your shirt, and sneakers was finished. But
That was part of the experience.
that was part of it. But I never witnessed any like wild, disrespectful or any type of, fights or things like that. Like that was impressive for you guys to put on an event like that with that much alcohol and nobody end up getting in a fight.
And I mean, that's what we did pride ourselves in. It is unfortunate outside of the obvious that there has been narratives put on it. But even within, and I will respect every woman's story, and I'm saying that every story had nothing to do with Palooza. It wasn't at Palooza.
Mhm.
It didn't meet at Palooza. Like nothing was Palooza related. That's why it kind of sucks when you have a decade-long party of nothing but safety,
Mhm.
especially in that type of environment,
Mhm.
to have that type of smut on your name when we did damn near the impossible
Mhm.
to do that
No, I agree.
and everyone remained safe.
Mhm.
So, such is life.
It
Narratives.
This episode is sponsored by Blue Chew.
Yes,
Let's talk about sex.
always.
Listen, we should always be at our best in the bedroom, right?
I would hope so.
Well, 2023 is the year to maximize our performance in the bedroom.
It's that year.
Listen up, BlueChew.com.
Blue Chew is a unique online service that delivers the same active ingredients as, say, a Viagra or Cialis, but malts in chewable form.
Mm.
You can take it at the beginning of the day, middle of the day, plan for your date. Maybe you get lucky, one night stand, chew that thing up right away. You're good to go.
It's all done online, so no visits to the doctor's office, no awkward conversations, Rory, and no waiting in line at the pharmacy.
Listen, man, straight from the True Live crew themselves. We believe in this product. This is not an ad.
Blue Chew wants to help you have better sex. Discover your options at BlueChew.com. Chew it and do it. And we've got a special deal for our listeners. Try Blue Chew free when you use our promo code RoryMal at checkout. Just pay $5 shipping.
That's BlueChew.com, promo code RoryMal to receive your first month free. Visit BlueChew.com for more details and important safety information. And we thank Blue Chew for sponsoring this podcast and sponsoring our sex life.
Thank you.
Mal, one of the most important things on earth is staying true to yourself.
Absolutely.
It's a lifestyle. Everything you do has to match exactly who you are, and that comes down to your cognac as well. I'm talking about Martell. Martell is staying true to yourself and matches that energy when you want to drink.
You know, Rory, you can tell a lot by a person by the way they enjoy their cognac.
Absolutely. I
Some
judge.
like it neat, some like it on the rocks or in a cocktail. With Martell, your choice is always the right one.
Mhm.
You know you're in good hands with Martell. They're the oldest of the great cognac houses and are always taking an unexpected and innovative approach when it comes to their cognac.
The OG.
Get your bottle at a store near you or online at martell.com. Enjoy our quality responsibly. Copyright 2023, imported by Martell & Company, New York, New York. So over the weekend, Rory, Drake released Search and Rescue.
Were you search and rescuing the entire weekend?
Well, I texted you. I was looking for you. I was trying to figure out where you were.
Searching for you.
I was searching for you.
Pause.
No, I just wanted to make sure my dude was all right.
Trying to save him.
I'm your
Yeah.
Kim.
No, you're definitely not my Kim. But so he released Search and Rescue, and when the audio had leaked, we kind of spoke about it a little bit.
Thought it was AI. Didn't think it was real.
Thought it was AI. Didn't think it was a real Drake record until we found out that it premiered on 42 Sound. Sound 42. I hope I'm not saying that. Is it Sound 42 or 42 Sound? Sound 42?
Yeah.
Sound 42. So that's when we knew it was obviously a real record. So the record is out. What are your feelings?
Why?
I had the same
Just
feeling.
I'm gonna start there. Why? What was the point of this?
What I just don't know.
You know
Okay,
the point.
even if it let's just talk about everything around the record.
Larry
So-
Hoover squashed it. Why are we still talking about it?
No, he just did that for the mob ties. So we know what the artwork did. Obviously, people had their theories about who it was with Drake underneath the helmet. Was it Kim? That was obviously one of the bigger names. I don't think it is, but I think Drake is calculated enough to know that people will, this is all, everything is calculated. He knows that people are like, who's that? Who is she? Who is it? Who is he referring to? Who is he dissing? Who is the song about? Then sampling Kim K's voice. Obviously, fed the.
Ye was using it wrong.
I mean, fed that's crazy.
Sampled your voice. She was using it wrong.
He didn't sample his voice. He sampled his wife's voice.
He made the breakup a hot song.
And so people fed into the conspiracy theories of,
theory.
That's what it was.
It's not a conspiracy.
And also in Drake's defense, even though this is of course supposed to look like Kim, every girl looks like Kim. So
Yeah,
it's
that
tough
just
to
means
tough to do out
Her
artwork when
surgery
you need
was
a
a
woman.
success.
There goes my other point.
The
Like,
audio he sampled of Kim, though, was from an episode from Keeping Up with the Kardashians where she's talking to Chris about her divorce to Kanye.
Absolutely.
It's very specific, the audio he chose.
I'm talking about more so just the artwork. Because we don't know if that's Kim.
It's supposed to represent Kim.
We know what it's supposed to represent. We know who it's supposed to be, but we don't know is what I'm saying. We know who it's supposed to be.
Can we go back to the why?
Why? Why is this song out? Why release this record now? Where is this song going to live? Obviously, Drake is not putting out another album anytime soon.
I think Scorpion and then the few records on CLB where he addressed everything. I thought like we just put the nail in the coffin.
Yeah.
They did this, even if we know they weren't actually friends when they did the Larry Hoover shit, but it
Mhm.
still appeared like this is done. I don't think anyone cares anymore about their back and forth. And if the song was good, I'd also be like, all right, I don't know why you're still talking about it, but at least the record's good. The record's not good, and it's bringing up something that I feel everyone is kind of over.
And we don't know, like we haven't heard from Kanye in so long. We don't know where he's at, what he's doing. So
And
it's just like, why now?
Does Drake need a Kanye sub or a Kim Kardashian interlude to get people to listen to his music?
Absolutely
Of
not.
course not. So why? And on top of that, this sounds like a leftover from CLB. This is more so in the CLB category than it is the 21 Savage shit.
Mhm.
That's incredible. Like
Mhm.
I had my complaints about CLB. It felt like Drake was doing an impersonation of himself. It felt a little lazy, like he just put shit out to put it out. This song sounds exactly like that. This sounds like from the CLB time when we know he's in the 21 Savage time
Mhm.
where he went fucking nuts.
Right.
The music was way fucking better.
Mm-hmm.
It was a completely different sound. He sounded like he gave a fuck again. This sounds
But
like we're back in fucking
This is definitely one of the records that I think he had in his hard drive, and he just decided to put it out. Why? I'm stuck on why. Like, why now? Why the timing? Good Friday is when he dropped it, right?
We know why he did that,
right? I mean, or if you don't know, he knows people will tie it together.
But all
they
of
would
that
try to make the correlation.
Sense in 2020, this would have been.
No, I
would have understood this in 2020. Even if I don't like the song, I would have got the move. I don't get the move or the song.
I just don't understand why Drake will put out a record right now when he's getting ready to go on tour. So which is why I'm saying I doubt another album is coming because he's going on tour with 21 to tour that album that they have together. So I just don't understand why this move. Why put this record out? And it's just not one of your better records. It's not a good record. Like I understand it's catchy, the melody, you're gonna find yourself singing it just like if you hear a commercial, a jingle.
Of course.
It's like you're gonna remember the melody in your head. It's like a repetitive melody. It's on a loop. So you get the melody as soon as you hear the record. But it's just, where does this record live? What are you doing with this record? What is this for? Why put this out now?
Yeah, we already have this song and it's better from older projects.
Well, it's time sensitive because you obviously wanted to put it out on Good Friday. So I think that plays a big part in it.
Again, why though?
But look at the
because
ethos.
People killed our Lord on that day.
But like the ethos of her loss, the entire project.
I was offended not for Kanye, just as a Christian.
Yes.
Drake being Jewish, how dare you put out this fucking record on Good Friday? Your people murdered my guy that day.
Yeah.
Okay.
All of her loss is taking shots at everyone. That's the whole ethos of that project. He's in that mode. Like this doesn't skew that far out of the mission of that whole project.
It does.
It doesn't. How?
Because this record is not good.
I was going to say, because her loss is good.
This sucks. I hate this song, but it falls in line with the messaging in her loss.
Yeah.
I think he covered everything on her loss.
Great album. Great album. I love the way he ended that album. Great song. This is just, I don't know, man. Again, when you're an artist like Drake, you can put out shit whenever you want. You can drop whenever you want. Obviously, it doesn't matter if you like it or not. It's already at over 5 million streams. So it's like, what does my opinion matter on this shit? But I want to know why. I like to know, like, what is the thinking behind certain moves that an artist make?
And watch us be wrong. Let's say everyone starts playing this for the next 2 weeks.
I mean, it's Drake.
There's plenty of Drake songs I've hated and now I love.
Yeah, but this one it's just not.
This ain't gonna be one of those.
No, I think this stinks, and I don't think it's gonna be that.
I listened to it like 3 times just to kind of like get the bars and obviously, the girls already went crazy with the captions and all of that. But it's just not one that I will go back to. Like, I'm not gonna.
What bars gave you like the most confusion? You gotta read between the lines on "Don't know how to express my love." That's why I American express my love.
No, I didn't need help with that
suggesting, do you know what he's talking about?
Yeah, I know what he's talking about.
He's going to spend on this young woman because he doesn't know how to express love.
So
because his parents never kissed him in the mouth, so he doesn't really know about intimacy.
He never got tongue.
He never met the llama.
His holiness.
The llama.
His holiness.
Take me off the market. Take me off the map. I'm trying to hit the group chat and tell them it's a rap. That's what I'm trying to do. I'm trying to hit the group chat and tell them it's a rap.
Look at his target.
You've done that in our group chat, and it hasn't been a rap.
It's still not a rap.
It's never a rap.
It's unfolded. Everything is all over the place. It's not a rap.
Imagine Mal hitting the group chat and just, it's a rap.
No, I think the group chat he's talking about is the group chat with all his girls.
Oh, okay.
Okay. You doing science?
I think he talking about getting all his girls in one group chat. I'm like, yo, listen, it's over. I'm off the market.
I thought he was talking about like hitting 40 and Noel.
No,
like, yo, fellas.
I don't know.
Rap.
Like 40 looked like he'd just thumbs up it. Like he wouldn't even type nothing. It's just like, all right, cool, whatever. Like,
dope.
You think Kim and Chris got publishing on this?
They're not
Probably.
listed in the credits, as far as I can see.
I mean, their whole.
Actually, they probably don't own that audio.
Yeah, you're
Ryan
right.
Ryan Seacrest.
Ryan Seacrest collective.
Ryan Seacrest is a writer on this.
This is his first number one.
He's got the pub.
Why? Just why? Like, why now? Why put this record out now?
Because it gets 4.6 million streams in one day.
Well, it's because it's Drake. Once you attach Drake's name to anything, Drake is like Target. I keep telling you that. You put anything next to Drake, it's gonna sell. That's just what it is. Like, we know that. We're not talking about the numbers. Obviously, it's Drake. The quality of the record, though.
Mm-hmm.
The why of the record. Why?
You're saying it's more dollar store than Target.
Yeah, it's just I'm cool. Like, we didn't need this. Like, if I because I still like when we find out a Drake record is coming.
Mhm.
because he's just that type of artist that's just known for putting out great music.
Mhm.
So it's like, okay, I knew we getting a new Drake record tonight.
Hmm.
But then when you get that, it's like my night is ruined. Like I can't really. This wasn't what I was expecting. Like it's like, nah, man, I want to give us that shit, that work. You put too much cut on that.
It's hard to say because it did 4.6 million streams and broke whatever Spotify Easter record,
The top
whatever the LeBron James
top
stat was.
streaming hip hop record of the year.
Was this the first flop that we've seen with Drake putting out a Lucy?
If this is a flop, this is amazing. This speaks to the caliber of this dude. If this is a flop, the biggest streaming
but we,
song of the year.
but we do know with how algorithms work and how celebrity works, no matter what, Drake is going to break a record anytime he puts something out. I'm suggesting with the attention around it, people caring, and the quality of the music.
Mhm.
Is this his first flop on a Lucy? This didn't stop anything. I pay attention,
I feel
and
like
I asked you guys on Thursday. I said, "Wait, Drake's putting out a song tomorrow?"
I feel like we
Like I had no fucking idea. There was no even real shit around it
Right.
You thought it was AI.
originally because it just sounded like someone doing a Drake impression.
It sounds really lazy.
And I'm saying if you're also trying to make the moments with putting Kim on the fucking cover from this photo, you know the internet's gonna find Kim and Kanye going go-karting
Oh, I
with
love
the
that.
mash shit on.
Oh yeah.
You did do a lot of the petty shit that creates the moments that we do love Drake for with that
Mhm.
calculated shit.
Mm-hmm.
I don't really care about 4.6 million streams. It felt like a flop to me.
Well, it felt like a flop to me as well, only because I didn't go back to the record after I listened like 2 or 3 times. It kind of was like, oh, and like I didn't listen to it the rest of the weekend at all. It's kind of like I forgot it even came out, honestly. And that's not something that you usually do when a Drake record drops. You can't get away from the fucking record when it comes out. But yeah, it just wasn't. Again, I understand. You know, there might be some secret, you know, like just type of, you know, just Morse code type of reason why he released this. You know, all of that type of shit.
Something happened at a gas station in
Yeah,
Calabasas.
I'm just give me quality though. Give me a good record. That's all. I don't care about why you put it out. Actually, I do. I want to know why because it may be able to paint a better picture. But give me quality though. Let the record be dope. Like that. This is nothing that I can go back and listen to.
What do you guys think, if at all, Kanye's response is going to be?
Drake's a Jew.
Whoa.
You think he's going to hate Jews again? Because Jonah Hill brought him back to the.
Yeah, Jonah Hill.
He
kinda
was
like
pro-Jew.
restored all faith.
He saw 21 Jump Street and was converted, but
Yeah,
now
22
he
Jump
might
Street.
be anti again.
Damn.
It's just again, man.
Anti.
It's just funny that we got that crazy dope show that they did together. The visuals was amazing. Like it was just a moment. That was like a huge moment. And it's just funny to know that we got that moment and they still not cool. like they still don't fuck
Was
with
it a
each other.
huge moment though?
No.
Absolutely.
No.
Everybody
For
who
about
wasn't at home
2
watching
hours,
it that night?
it was
I watched it.
Who wasn't at home in front of their TV watching it that
We
night?
talked about
I
it more
agree.
before
The
it
two
happened
biggest
than we did
artists in the
after
world-
it happened.
I
that
agree.
that we know the history that they were beefing, they didn't fuck with each other, and now they're about to do a show in the middle of a fucking a stadium. Like who wasn't watching that?
I agree. It was a moment for about 2 hours. And then we realized, oh, this is fake. And no one gave a fuck after that. And they continued to diss each other.
But that's the way of the world. Like shit only lasts. I don't even no matter how big it is, it still only lasts for like 40 hours, and then went on to the next.
But it should have been bigger. To your point, the 2 biggest artists that have been beefing nonstop are about to walk down the steps together like they just got fucking married, all in the name of GDs and mob ties.
Mhm.
And then we get Kanye doing his greatest hits, Drake giving us rehearsals for his CLB tour that didn't happen,
Mhm.
and it was over.
Mhm.
Not even the merch did well. And that's always a thing with him.
Yeah.
People move the fuck on immediately. I don't think people even really remember it like that. They remember them beefing more than that moment.
Was that moment? Are we able to watch that now?
Yeah,
Or
on
it
Amazon,
just-
yeah.
Is it still on Amazon?
Mhm.
I felt like that wasn't on Amazon after the show was over.
I just felt like we talked about that way more before it happened than we did after it happened. Like
There's a
I
fu-
feel like we were extremely disappointed and let
It's
down.
a full version of it on YouTube.
Oh, okay. I mean, it was aesthetically it was amazing. The production was crazy. The sound was a little off. Obviously, we talked about it. Drake didn't do the records we wanted him to do. You and I were upset that they didn't do Glow. We hated that they didn't do that.
They also didn't.
they don't
free
like each
Hoover.
other.
Yeah.
I was like, Larry Hoover is still
Yeah,
locked
so
the fuck
thi-
up.
this
Yeah.
didn't work. They're still beefing. Hoover's still locked up. So this was just a flop.
Matter of fact, it started the Whack 100 and Jay Prince beef.
Yeah.
More beefs came
This did
from it.
way more harm for the culture.
Looking back at
It did.
Yeah.
Looking back on it,
There was
hindsight is
no
2020.
peace was made this evening.
no peace was made. The two dudes that shared the stage still hate each other.
I have yet to see one person wear the fly fishing boots. I can't think of one thing that came from this.
Uh,
Kanye
Donda 2
put-
came and then didn't
Kanye
come
put
out.
on a good show, and I enjoyed that.
yeah.
He put on a great show,
Yes.
but Chubbs was right. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah.
Look at Chubbs' face this entire
Yeah, Chubbs
performance.
ain't want to be there.
Chubbs like, this shit is not dead.
Yeah, like why are we here?
Like, it's still up. I want to
When
fight
in
him.
doubt,
Yeah.
just look at Chubb's face. He will tell you everything that's going on.
Damn, this shit was that. How long ago was this? Drake didn't even have hair then. God damn, when was this? This was last year, right?
2021? I
Yeah.
don't think it was 2022.
You know, Drake went to Turks.
It was like
and
the
got
end
all
of 2021. We
all
were
the products.
podcasting.
Yeah.
Shit.
rapid growth.
It looked great though. Definitely was a beautiful setup, beautiful production, looked amazing. But yeah, it's just funny to looking back at it and realizing that no peace was made, and it's still on. It's still lit.
I mean,
Still up.
even your idea of doing the I Declare War show but bringing Nas out to squash the beef was more important than this.
That was my idea.
That was your idea.
I
It was the
declare war.
juxtaposition. It's like, yo, he's going to declare war, but it's actually going to be peace.
You can't.
Triple entendre.
And you're not gonna go see somebody to say I declare peace. Like, who's going to that show?
Whack.
You want to go to a show where you think, yo, these niggas gonna kill each other
Yeah.
here tonight. That's where you want to be at.
Unfortunately, a show we thought was peace had to be called Free Larry Hoover.
Listen, man, I don't know. I just wanted the song to be better. That's all I know. It didn't. I hate when one of my favorite artists release a record and I'm looking forward to it and then it's disappointing. It's like, that ain't it.
Did you like Black's album?
I did like Black's album. I did. I know it didn't do well as far as numbers are concerned, first week numbers, or I don't know what the second week numbers are. I seen people talking about it was in comparison to his last album, this would be considered a flop,
I mean, numbers wise, yeah, with
numbers wise.
about half, but
The album is good though. The music is good.
last album he had a rollout. He had a single with J. Cole and a video.
Mhm.
They worked that record for a while. That was also coming off Free Black, which had so much momentum.
Yeah.
He disappeared for a while and then didn't do a full rollout at all.
Mm-hmm.
And I think LVRN, and I don't know this to be a fact at all. This is really just me looking from the outside, looking in. I think LVRN tried to do a rollout with him and Black said no. Because he was handing out roses in Atlanta for like a day.
Uh-huh.
And that felt like the start of what the organic Black rollout was going to be.
Yeah.
And then he was like, no, I'm cool. I'm not going to any more red lights.
When
I'm
I
not passing
see
out another fucking rose.
when I see artists like this, like Black, I don't know him personally, but when I see artists like this, it makes me wonder where is he personally, like in his life, like mental health wise, is he feeling it? Is he just not in a space where he even cares to put out any music? And I don't know because LVRN, they are pretty good at working with their artists through like mental health and things like that.
Mhm.
And definitely working with the artists depending on what they want to do with their project when they want to release it. But I know Black he's not one of those artists that you see out all the time. You don't really see him. You don't hear from him. You don't see him in any headlines. He's kind of stays in his own zone. I feel like sometimes artists just are not, they don't want to disappoint their fans and they don't want to, keep their fans waiting much longer. But I don't feel like Black was 100% into this release and this project coming out.
I don't know. I think this is his best example of writing, to be quite honest. Sonically, it is more of the same,
Mm-hmm.
which I think can hinder him because, there was no real progression as far as the type of music. But I think this is his best written album. He tells a story from a very unique perspective, not songs about relationships, but songs about actually being in a relationship.
Yeah.
There's some love songs, there's some hate songs, there's some just in the middle. I don't know how the fuck I'm feeling. He tells a real story, in my opinion, of what it's like to actually be in a long-term relationship,
Mm-hmm.
the highs and lows of it. It's not love songs, it's songs about love. So I think it's an incredibly written album, and there could have been a way to tell that story in the rollout. But I'm with you. I don't think Black wanted to do that. I think he just kind of wanted to get this out
Yeah.
and leave it alone. But it is a great album.
Yeah. No, the album
numbers
is-
are numbers. Everyone's numbers are suffering, period.
Yeah.
Chloe Bailey has the highest celebrity shit ever. She did 10,000 records.
Yeah.
Sometimes things just don't connect. So 17,000 first week is not a bad release, but when you went from 77, but you also had the J. Cole
Mm-hmm.
video, also they counted single numbers with your album numbers at that
Yeah.
time. Like, so yeah, it appears the optics that he quote unquote flopped numbers wise. He kind of didn't.
Mm-hmm.
I do think it is a great album I don't know if it pushed his career forward wise music, but as a black fan, some of the best writing I've ever heard.
Yeah, I like the album. The songs are dope. Black is one of those artists that I'm not looking at numbers. Just give me quality. Give me good music. Sometimes you're right, it doesn't connect and it doesn't reflect in the numbers. But I think that this album, as a black fan, I'm happy with this album. I'm not disappointed. The records sound good. He sounds good. Again, the writing is amazing. And that's all I want from an artist. Like deliver good work. Sometimes again, you don't the industry, the way things are set up, you don't have this big feature and then the rollout and all these things. I understand that. But at the end of the day, what does the art sound like? What does it look like? What does it feel like? And this album is a good album.
I think it speaks to the times. Outside of Frank Ocean, I think you maybe get a 2-project window to do the mysterious shit.
Mm-hmm.
I think it passed Black's time to disappear, not say a word, and then just drop music.
Mm-hmm.
This rollout, I think he had to be more forward-facing,
more present.
more active.
Yeah.
Which I mean, if he doesn't want to do that, that's his right as a human being.
Oh,
I'll be
of
an
course.
artist.
Yeah.
But I think now in these times, you get maybe one project to be mysterious.
Mm-hmm.
Then you kind of have to play the game a bit to get into the ether of all this shit. But then you have shit like Chloe, who had one of the best rollouts ever, and the music doesn't connect.
Mm-hmm.
The people just connect to the person. They don't connect to the person making the music.
It's funny because I really don't remember what rollouts were before you started paying attention to rollouts.
They were a bit more simple because there was only so many outlets that were super effective. If you got on the radio, you was good. Go do MTV.
Yeah, I'm about to
Go
say
do 106 in Park.
MTV,
and
TRL, 106 in Park, and then the album was out.
billboards.
Yeah.
Make sure you're on the front of the CD store.
And then the album was out. Like,
Yeah, it
all
wasn't
this
as
other
it
shit.
wasn't so much creative forward. It was
Yeah,
just
like,
more
it's
placement.
It's like you almost have to you gotta go and eat hot wings somewhere and
take a shit.
Yeah.
you know what I mean? You gotta do shit. It's like, what the fuck does this have to do with my album? Like,
Well, it's
you gotta do
because-
so many things, and it's like, why not just create good art and then the people go get it?
Nah, people.
Well,
Because
I
that's not how you're going to reach like
Yeah.
the regular fans. Like we speak to the time with 50 and Kanye where like the quote unquote nerd music took over the street music.
Mm-hmm.
That was also the time, in my opinion, that you had to do rollouts.
Mm-hmm.
Like it couldn't just be the regular shit. Ye and 50 created a whole narrative, they still did the TRLs and 106 in Parks. That's
Mhm.
where they did it.
Oh, it was
but
legendary.
that narrative was their rollout. Like they created creative rollouts. And from there, I feel people have been forced to do that. And this isn't going to be a Kanye dick riding session, but Kanye has forced a lot of people to do things that they never would have in music. Because Kanye did it, now you're forced to have a better live show. You're
Yeah.
forced to be involved with every last part of your production, your merch. Like,
Which I'm not mad at that.
no, I think it's
I'm
incredible.
not mad at that. I think all of that ties into the artist and the art that you're putting out. I just think that there's certain artists that just don't want to do shit that doesn't have anything to do with the music in their album. Like, I don't want to have to go on this show or this podcast and do this and do that. Like, I want to create good music. I want to put it out to the fans. I want the people to enjoy it. I'm vulnerable. Some of my best writing. Why do I have to go here and do this? I wouldn't normally do this anyway. I don't want to have to do this so that you buy my album. It almost feels like a little, like prostitutish.
But that's where
I'm
you have
selling
to
myself.
get creative as an artist. And unfortunately, you have to play that game to some degree, no matter what. I wish it could be that way too. But Cole, we know, didn't like to do that.
Mm-hmm.
Of course, it's a little different because he had a lot of money at that time. But I thought the Forest Hills rollout was incredible.
Yeah.
Let me go to fans' house. Let me go buy my child at home. Let me do the listening session with just fans there. Let's shoot the content. I'll do maybe one interview with Angie.
That was amazing though.
On my terms.
But that's how
Yeah.
that's how you can do creative. Of course, he was in a different position because you have to be at a certain level to be able to do that type of rollout.
Mm-hmm.
If an artist of lower than Black's level tried to do that, it wouldn't get much traction.
Mhm.
But you have to be creative in that sense to figure out how the rollout fits you, rather than, hey, I know I'm going to go on these interviews and I'm bad at talking. I'm not going to be interested. It's going to come off worse. I
Mhm.
shouldn't do that. We need to figure something else out.
Yeah, it's just unfortunately, it's again, artists are able to make more money now. They're able to own more of their art and things like that. But there are other areas that you have to play the game because the game has changed. So I understand it, and it's just unfortunate that some artists don't want to do that. They don't want to go that extra mile and do shit that they normally wouldn't do, and just to sell their music and sell the art that they're putting out. So I understand it. I get it. I understand that it's a different climate that we're in now, but it does get to a point. I know some artists are sick of this shit. Like, what the fuck am I doing?
But like
I just want to make music.
most artists are inherently insular people. Like they want to be left alone. They use the music as their creative
Outlet,
voice.
yeah.
That's their outlet. So like the same way in which not all musicians are natural born entertainers. Like you're putting me in an environment that I'm not comfortable with because it's a part of now what you deem important. The digital era, like
right?
You have to. You can't avoid it. But unless you can afford to create it on your own, like the J. Cole moment, you have to play by the rules.
That was some genius. That was genius though.
One of my favorite rollouts.
That was that was genius rollout.
Kind of a different topic, but tied into it. Does Chloe Bailey tour?
She's about to go on tour. I have tickets to her show in 2-3 weeks.
Do you think stuff is going to start to get chopped? I'm asking. I don't know.
I don't know how the ticket sales are doing.
Where's the one you're going to?
It is at Terminal 5.
T5. Okay.
Is she headlining?
And the tickets were released before the album was released. I bought those tickets maybe like 2 months ago, I want to say. A month and a half ago.
And I'm not shitting on 10,000 a week.
Yeah, she's high.
I'm not saying that's awful at all. But her celebrity compared to the numbers is a bit different. And I'm just curious. I'm asking a question. How do you take that and tour? 10K first week. I don't know if I'm ready to invest all this money when I'm going to have to start canceling tour dates.
Oh, it's not too many shows.
Yeah, it's not a lot.
Okay.
It's not a big show. It's not a big tour. They aren't huge venues.
Oh, House of,
11 shows, mostly in April, 1 show in May.
So these are all great size theaters. I was just curious because her celebrity is so high that maybe whoever her booking agent was like, well, let's go get the Hulu theater.
But these are these are nice rooms though. The Novo's a nice room.
Great.
Terminal 5, the Fillmore in Philadelphia, the Fillmore in Detroit. Like these are some nice rooms, respectable rooms. The House of Blues in Dallas and in Houston.
The Novo in LA is one of my favorite venues ever. And
Which,
Terminal 5 is incredible.
the thing now I'm not gonna lie, when these numbers came back, I was a little surprised, only because, Chloe has been so visible. We've seen her. I feel like anytime we turn on the TV, we've seen her in the last however many months. She was in one of the best shows of the year so far with Swarm.
She just had a movie release.
Yeah, like she's had the momentum. She's had she's been visible enough for me to not expect to see 10K first week come back.
But what has the focus been on? It's been on the visual, which is unfortunate because she's not one of those artists where you have to just focus on the visual. She's extremely talented and musical. And if you stop doing these pop chasey singles that I know they're just giving her and let her make fucking music, it may connect a bit more.
It's a shot at Beyonce.
Why is it a shot at Beyonce?
She said she's heavily involved with the music creation process.
Okay. Well, I don't think it's connected the way it could with someone that is so talented musically.
I think that
a lot of records feel very much plug and play. Like, here's a single that we've shopped to other artists. Who has the most money? Bet. And I don't think Chloe's that artist. I think she's way more talented than that.
Well, Chloe is also writing these songs too. Chloe is writing and producing a lot of her songs.
And I think she should do more of that in the singles that they focused on, where the visual has been the main thing more than the actual music. It doesn't appear like it's Chloe's pen and production the way it used to. Like that Chloe and Haley album, I like a lot. And that sounds to me like Chloe is producing and writing and arranging everything. This sounds like we're trying to make her a pop star by pop star standards. And let's do the exact same, not even rollout, but same plug and play shit we do with other.
What's the big
she's getting the Normani and Tinashe treatment as far as what they're doing with her.
Have Mercy?
To answer your question, Have Mercy was the one that she was performing all over all of the award shows. It had the beautiful video. It was like her premiere thing. But if you even look at how far that charted, Julian, if you could pull it up, I think the highest it got was like maybe 16.
Yeah, but Have Mercy
after all of that
not
push.
even on this track list.
No, it's not. So she released about 3 singles. And none of those singles are on this album. That's another thing, with the streaming thing. Sorry to interrupt you, Rory.
Okay.
With the streaming thing, where if you release a single and people have streamed that single, that counts toward the album sales.
Not anymore, but
not any. Oh, that changed.
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
That's why album sales are so drastically lower.
Oh, okay. Well, at the same time, none of the 3 singles that she released are on this album.
Well,
from a year ago.
How does it feel with Chris Brown? I do like that song, and shout out to Berg and Cardiac. I think it's a great record, but I think Chloe is so much more unique than doing those types of
The
records.
plug and play, Chris Brown
it's
on
great,
the hook.
and like I'm not saying don't do that. That song is amazing. I just think Chloe is more than that.
So what I will say about the album, because I'm probably the only person in the room who has heard it. What I will say about, and I'm also a Chloe fan. What I will say about the album is it does feel dumbed down. It doesn't feel up to Chloe's caliber. I feel like whatever direction her team is going with her, they need to pick a fan base. It's okay for you to be well-rounded, and it's okay for you to have, multiple talents and multiple types of fans. But if you're trying to become this pop star and you have all these pushes, we don't know who your fan base is. Is your fan base your age group? Is your fan base the girls who sit in their room and play guitar and do covers? Is your fan base the young TikTok girls? Who is your fan base? Because I'm a fan, but this album sounds nothing like the songs that you already previously released. If you're going to be the pop dancey girly, then give me that, but give it to me hard. Don't try to cover every base. Pause, Eden. Don't try to cover every base, but cover them badly. Like the album, I enjoy the album, but I know that she can do so much better. And I just wish that somebody sent her in a direct direction. Like you have a single called Cheat Back with Future, Chloe Bailey next to Future. There's no synergy in that feature. There's no chemistry in it. And then the lyrics are, find another dude from the hood with some tats, give him what he wants, show him I could throw it back. Nothing about you, Chloe, says it doesn't hit. It doesn't connect. Like, So I don't know.
Basically, like they tried to turn her into this more sexy, sultry vixen type of thing, and that's not who she is.
Which it's okay, especially when you're going from like she's not a child actor, but like that's always how they transitioned younger artists to when they're adults. Like she's a woman now and she can be sexy,
She gets her backbone out.
which is fine. But they made that her 100% identity. There's nothing else that we've gotten from Chloe since she's been a solo act and of age that isn't. It's okay for me to be sexy, which is totally fine, but that can't be the whole thing, especially when you're more her than you are Tinashe, and they're treating you like Tinashe.
Mm-hmm.
Her has a sound. We got to know her on her shit.
Yeah.
She experimented with different music. And if Chloe was just some chick that looked good and could kind of sing, I'd say go the Tinashe route. She can produce. She can make other type of music. Her last music with her sister was better and more unique than this.
Do you not?
We know nothing about you.
Ungodly Hour was an incredible album, and this was a little bit of a disappointment. Do I think it should have sold better? For sure. But it didn't stick out to me. None of the features have any type of chemistry on them. It doesn't connect well.
You and Normani should not have the same rollout.
Do you not think because her acting career is taking off probably at a little faster of a rate than her music career is, that was the primary focus, especially when you have to be on set for a Swarm and the Little Mermaid thing, which is a Disney bag, that this became secondary? So like to Damaris's point,
wait, is she
the Little Mermaid is her
sister.
sister?
Oh,
It's her
that's her
sister,
sister.
Julian.
And
But
Swarm was probably a 6-hour shoot day.
yeah,
bad.
But she did just release a movie with Drewski called Praise This.
Oh yeah.
oh, so my point still stands.
Yeah,
No,
so
she's definitely active.
So I'm
in
just saying,
other
like,
places.
is the music secondary in the sense that it's like,
It
here,
feels like that.
punch in, record these vocals, we'll take care of the rest.
Mhm.
Go back. You're doing a lot in acting. Continue to act. We're really happy that that's taking off.
Yeah.
But we need you to just do this just so we can put out this
It feels
album.
like
I
that.
would say that, but not exactly, because Chloe never. This was not required of Chloe. Chloe and Halle were in a group. Halle went to go tape The Little Mermaid in London for 8 to 10 months or however long she was gone.
They didn't shoot that under the sea?
The East River.
I thought they shot that in Orchard Beach. My bad.
Are y'all done?
No, it's a different type of crabs there.
Wow.
Go ahead, I'm sorry.
Wow.
All you can eat.
And while Halle was recording her movie, Chloe got lonely. She started writing solo music because they used to live together. So Chloe got lonely and
Like
started
sisters or
writing.
something.
Yeah, they got so annoying. She started writing solo music, and that's how her solo album came to be. And this was like, I want to say maybe 2 years ago that she started on this album. Like the album has consistently changed. Like I said, the earlier singles didn't even make this album.
Which
So
I
I
like
don't-
better than these.
I don't know what's going on.
Gotta
I
prove
don't
that
know what
point.
to tell her team, but what I will say is that Doja Cat's Hot Pink album sold 7.9K. And Doja Cat is who Doja Cat is now. So Chloe, we still have hope for you. Where
Doja Cat only sold 8,000 first week.
And one of her past albums, so I think like 2 albums ago. Yeah.
Which
Yeah,
album?
but
This
that
is
was-
like
I thought you meant like she cut Doja just
No,
put
but
something
what
out.
my
about to
point
say
is,
there's no
my
way.
point in saying that is that Chloe has time to fix whatever is
No,
wrong.
for
I
sure.
completely
No.
And,
This isn't the end all be all for Chloe. This is just, obviously it's a little disappointing because again she has been so visible in the last few months, and she's been like on our TVs, and so I just thought it would connect with her music and her fan base, but obviously it didn't. I didn't hear the album. You heard it. So I don't know if it's just the music and that the fans were just turned off by the music and this wasn't who they were expecting or how they were expecting her to sound. But no, this is not the end all be all.
She
It's
more so needs to go work with the Tylers and Steve Lacy's of the world. I think she'd fare better for the type of talented artist she is, working with that genre of pop R&B rather than doing the plug and play hits. That's just I think she's too talented to do that shit.
I agree. And then there's just like some cringy like interludes, not like just little shit where she's like, have you ever wondered who else is fucking your man? And it's just, this is not you. It makes me cringe to hear it. And
How
I'm
you know
not just
that's
saying
not her,
because
though?
you're not an adult, but it's just like, this is nothing about your personality gives me this. Like, why are you talking like me? Like, it's not crossing over.
Stole your swag? That's why you mad?
Like,
Well, she's speaking to her fans. You no, that's fucked up though because now you're gonna hang her for not. For,
I'm
for
not
sounding
hanging
like
her because
somebody
I
else.
bought her album, not
But
streamed
she's
it.
trying
I
to
bought
sound
it. I
like
bought
her
a ticket
fans.
to a show.
She's trying to make her fans relatable. Like, okay, I know this is what y'all be doing and going through. So this is what
Look
I'm
at what's
gonna put on the
relatable.
project. Yeah, like
No.
yeah, I'm this is my interlude.
But
Gonna
if,
sound
but
like.
if it doesn't come off authentic,
yeah.
all right. Remember Tory Lane's first album when he had all the interludes of him being a fucking mafia don?
Mhm.
How unauthentic and corny did it sound? The
Yeah.
music was really good.
Yeah, the interlude
And those
was-
interludes were like, Tory,
Yeah,
shut up.
We
Like
didn't
this
need
is,
it.
you're ruining your music right now.
yeah, we didn't need it.
It doesn't feel like it's, even if it could be her.
Mm-hmm.
Music is perception, unfortunately. And if it comes across that that's not you, it's not going to connect with the people, even if they are that.
Right.
So, Damaris didn't start thinking if someone was fucking her man because it didn't feel
You feel
like she was talking to someone whose man was being fucked.
Right.
Mm.
Speaking of man fucking, UFC 287 was this
Got
weekend
fucked.
as well.
Whoa.
Shout out to Izzy, man. He redeemed himself coming off of a loss. So Israel Adesanya, aka Izzy, he fought Alex Pereira over the weekend at UFC 287. He redeemed himself. Knocked Alex out. I saw a clip of him talking with the guys from Brandon Marshall, and he was telling Brandon Marshall, put 100,000 on me. I guarantee you I'll win.
Mhm.
B Marshall looked kind of like nervous. He didn't want to put the house on it, but he did put 100,000 on Izzy, and Izzy came through and delivered a knockout, knocking Alex Pereira out.
Can you talk to your mans after that if like he loses and you lose on a gram?
If I put 100,000 on you, Rory, in a fight, and you tell me, yo, Mal, listen, I got him this time. Like I'm gonna finish him. And I put 100K on you, and you lose.
Mhm.
It's another fight you're gonna have like right after that.
Or maybe I'm just trying to Pete Rose you.
Maybe, but either way, Izzy,
I wanted you to change the odds so then I could bet against myself. Raise it.
I got you.
Yeah, I left with 500,000 and a black eye.
Izzy did knock out Alex Pereira. So he redeemed himself, and I think at this point Izzy is top dog in my opinion.
We know why you really watched though.
Yeah. Let's talk about the stars of the fight.
Big 4-5 was in there. That's why.
I was waiting for him to get in the ring.
Mm.
That's what I was waiting for. Don Snow, aka 10 Toes Donnie, was in the building. Donald Trump made an appearance at UFC 287. Him and Dana White are good friends. So
This is the same guy who
Got the
got
trans assassin in the back there.
yes, Big Maga, Kid Rock was there. And then Mike Tyson, who we don't know, Mike be at events. Mike don't
They just
even
put
vote.
a chair down and let Mike sit.
Yeah, Mike don't even vote. He just at the event watching
chilling.
dudes fight,
Mhm.
having a good time, high as fuck, smoking some of that good. But everybody was posting Donald Trump made an appearance. They didn't understand how
He was just arrested last
he
week.
was just indicted in Manhattan
Which is kind of crazy.
a week ago.
He's ringside.
And now he's ringside at UFC
Yeah.
287.
Frank Lucas shit.
Yo, listen, man. I mean, say what y'all want. This is entertaining shit. This is the former president of the United States who's now facing an indictment, and he's life as usual. Just a regular weekend with the boys, UFC 287.
I just want to know what beer Kid Rock had. What beverages were around.
He doesn't look like he has a beer. He has one of those.
That's Logan Paul, the Paul brothers.
That's
drink.
one of the Paul brothers. Was it water? Is it like
Prime.
a sports drink?
It's like Gatorade.
It's like a Gatorade, yeah.
Yeah, so they didn't have any of the Trans-Heiser-Busch.
It's a straight Gatorade though, right?
It's a straight, prime
Straight white men
Gotcha.
product.
Yeah,
Yeah,
straight-
only
straight
cis
white-
white men.
Anglo-Saxon.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So that's the only ones that
You
can
a sissy for
hydrate.
using cis.
It won't even work
Cis
because
white men.
it's designed for the
They're
DNA
big
of a
cis.
white Anglo-Saxon heterosexual male. So.
I see that the bottle is blue to represent the pure blue eyes that must be drinking.
Well, you
this.
see Don got
Yeah,
the
but
red. You see Don got the red bottle
one.
for the Republicans.
To
You
match
see-
the tie.
Yeah.
No, to match the party, the political party. The tie, no. But yeah, this was interesting to see Donald Trump out. People thought he was going to go into hiding, and
No, they didn't.
No, nobody.
We're never not going to see this guy now.
Well, you didn't think. Well, a lot of people didn't think he was going to be at UFC 287. I'll tell you that.
This would be the event he would be at, though.
Right.
I thought he was going to come out at WrestleMania. I'm not going to lie. Was that before the indictment?
And get suplexed.
Yeah, I think that was before the indictment.
Yeah, it was.
Yeah, it was.
But I mean, listen, I'd like to see Trump maybe go to like a croquet game,
A croquet.
something a little softer.
No, he got to go to
Show some range.
This is a man's sport. This is the man's sport.
Gotta go to
He
Wimbledon.
got to go. He got to go to UFC.
He really tweeted World War III.
Yeah, from the Truth app that he is still not banned from.
Oh, okay.
He tweeted. I don't know if they call it tweets.
Is
but
that
he
the one that
posted this.
Kanye bought from Candace Owens' husband?
Oh, he was trying to buy at one point, I believe. Yeah. World War III, whatever that means, Don. Listen, Don, we just here to just follow whatever you're saying and just have fun with it, man.
We're not. No, we're not.
You're not gonna. You have to. Whenever he speaks, you know what he's saying. Look at him. Look at him and Mike Tyson. Just
Bro, look at this
this man is facing an indictment right now.
Cackling.
Like he's just, you know what I mean? Like
With his prime.
nasty
Jesus.
suit. Didn't even
Yeah,
put
it's
no
good
steamer to the
endorsement.
suit. Just nasty. Looked like he slept in it.
That's the same suit he addressed the nation in after his indictment.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah. Long night. You don't know nothing about those type of nights, Julia. You wake up, you got to go to UFC. Hurry up, get dressed.
Went to Mike for some Ramadan blessings.
Yeah, come on,
Hey,
man.
yo.
All right. With that said, rest in peace to Bob Lee, founder of Cash App. We touched upon it last episode. We were trying to see if more was going to come out. All that came out was a video that was very unfortunate to watch. I don't want to start getting in my conspiracy bag because this person obviously has a family. Not to say that their family's
I
listening
just
to
want
us.
to know why are we able to see a guy like Bob Lee die on social media? Like, why are we able to see that?
Why was he alone at 2:30?
That's weird. That's the weird. I mean, yes, him dying is weird, but him being alone at
That's
that time.
not weird.
Him being the creator of Cash App or founder of Cash App, whatever the fuck.
But here's the thing, because I see people going to that a lot. Yes, he's the creator, founder of Cash App, right?
Mhm.
However much he's worth. This is the first time I've ever seen a picture of that dude.
Same.
So a lot of these tech guys that have all of this money, they don't have fame.
Yeah.
You don't know.
But-
you could walk right past them and never
Yeah,
know
but
that.
you
But
should-
they have fame. They have fame to some much more dangerous people.
Exactly.
And he does live, the company's run out of San Francisco. He calls San Francisco home. Like, people there know him.
Yeah.
And I swear, I really don't want to be the YouTube shit, but
Nah, fuck it. Do it. They just,
Rory,
it
that's your
did
bag.
cross my mind that 3 of the biggest crypto people all died under 30 last year.
Mhm.
It's very weird that the IRS is about to put out their own fucking
the Fed
Cash App.
now. Mm-hmm.
It's just, I don't know. It's
Yeah.
odd. It's just weird. It's all weird.
We're not.
It very much could just be an accident happen or just something.
Oh, well, he didn't accidentally
I'm just
get
saying,
stabbed.
as of right now, I find it weird.
Yeah.
And it's,
Respectfully, rest in peace and condolences to family. This is just weird.
it's not weird that you find it weird. We might not be in the know enough to know exactly what is going on, but something is happening.
No, yeah. I mean, you don't have to be in the know to know that something doesn't look right. Something just doesn't add up. Something looks funny. All of these guys that are big into cryptocurrency just died. One of them actually said he spoke about
Mm-hmm.
him being killed or something like that, and then was killed a couple weeks later. So it's something is happening. Something is going on. I'm not the big conspiracy theory guy, but something just doesn't feel right. I'm that guy. I'm the guy when something doesn't feel right. Like, something about this just doesn't feel right. Why do we see him dying, but we don't have any footage of the stabbing?
Well, it may exist. They just didn't.
Yeah,
put it
they
out.
probably just put it out.
But also, even with like news reports, of course, I know the Donald Trump thing is going to take over everywhere. But we know whether you're a fan of Fox, CNN, whatever, they all get an agenda from the higher ups.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like this has been purposely placed out of the high agenda that those anchors are given every morning.
Yeah.
Where this could be a week-long, never shut the fuck up about it type thing. And it's just been a quick report. Like, this isn't crazy. Like, the CEO of Cash App was not just stabbed and murdered.
In public.
Yeah, this
In
was
public,
definitely
yeah.
something
In
that
his city.
I thought we would have more information on by now. And we don't. We just see a footage of him struggling in front of a building. He was trying to wave cars down to get some help. It's just unfortunate that his family has to see that, number one. But again, this isn't. They found a knife near the crime scene.
Mm-hmm.
Again, this is just not something. Just does not feel right about this. Something just doesn't feel right.
And I'm not connecting all of them. It's just odd that this is happening to people that created in tech and currency.
Mm-hmm.
What's been the connection between everyone that we're talking about here that has died unexpectedly from this world? Tech and currency, you figured out how to put together.
Mm-hmm.
Then you just mysteriously
Pass.
get murdered.
Yeah.
And before we get to Patreon to discuss rock songs that black people like, I'm going to be asking you. I'm not
When you
telling
say you people,
I'm
what
not,
do you mean?
I mean black people.
Okay,
Just want to make that clear.
Mhm.
Oh.
When I say you people, that's what I mean.
got you.
They.
Us. Yeah.
This is they.
NBA playoffs about to start. I'm sure Mal is going to get me a ticket to the first round Cavs Knicks. I'm certain of it.
Right?
That he's
Gotcha.
going to take me to one of the playoff games.
Got you.
Team outing.
Got you.
Because I have Knicks fever.
Go New York,
You know-
go New York.
You know,
go.
now that you say that, when
I
I
have
look at
Knicks
you,
fever.
I felt like something was wrong with you today. I didn't know what it was, but now that you say you have Knicks fever, you do look a little orange in the face.
I have been a suffering Knicks fan my entire life.
Mm-hmm.
The New York Knicks are headed to the playoff. Listen, man, I say it all the time. It's just basketball. The playoffs just feel right when the Knicks are in the playoffs. I don't know what it is.
So basketball hasn't felt right in quite some time.
Well, no, the Knicks were in the playoffs with
One time.
2012.
Yeah.
No,
and we
they
knocked
were
out the
just
first round.
No, they were just in the playoffs against the Hawks.
That didn't
yeah.
count.
That shit was
That was actually a good series, though.
It was a good series.
For who?
I mean, well, not for the Knicks.
Yeah,
fans,
that was
but
terrible.
I
It
mean,
was a
but
fun series to watch.
It just felt good seeing the Knicks in that type of situation, a playoff environment, playoff atmosphere. It's just a better time for basketball when the Knicks and the Lakers, just something about those organizations, when they're in the playoffs, things just feel right. They feel good.
It's going to be a tough 2 weeks for the IG baddies of New York City. The Knicks and the Nets are both in playoff mode. Little sister is going to be empty.
Mm.
Everyone is going to be focusing on basketball. It's going to look rough at One Oak
Say less won't be saying anything.
at all.
It will be
Say nothing.
It will be less said
Yeah.
and say less.
It'll be a lot of girls' nights in the next 2 weeks.
The Lakers, though, surprised me because about 2 months ago, it looked very bleak for the Lakers. I thought that they were going to be on the outside looking in. They managed to win some games, turn it around, and now they are in the play-in, correct? Because
Yeah.
I know they were fighting for sixth, but then I think somebody had to lose for them to get that.
They lost that head-to-head against the Clippers, which was a big loss.
Okay, got it. Yeah, so they're in the play-in. They get to play. They play the Timberwolves, I believe, Tuesday.
Jordan's never
Well,
even said those two
today.
words together.
Yeah, well, no, Jordan is that he doesn't even
My
know.
bad. I don't
He
wanna get
doesn't even
started.
know what a play-in is. But I'm just happy that the Knicks are in the playoffs. I do feel like the Knicks can. I've said it before. I don't know. I'm feeling like the Knicks have a chance at the Eastern Conference Finals. They have a chance. I do think they'll take care of the Cleveland. Second round is where it may get a little tricky for the Knicks.
Tough look in the second round.
It may get a little tricky, but I'm on the Jalen Brunson train, bro. I
Same.
feel like he's capable of leading his team. Julius is coming back healthy after spraining his ankle. The Knicks look good without Julius and Jalen. Like those other guys have gained some confidence quickly. Obi Toppin. The Knicks seem like they figured it out. They found their identity. They're playing together. I like this Knicks team. This feels like a year that they will surprise a lot of people, and I think they will get out of the second round. So hopefully the Knicks do get out of the first round though first, Julian. And we gotta, you know what I mean? Like I know you're excited, but take care of business first. Take care of the Cavs, which I feel like they should be able to, and then worry about the second round. But the Nets, they're going home. This is just extending the season.
All right. Harden finally has to show up in the playoffs.
I think that even if Harden doesn't show up, they're not beating Philly.
I don't either, but I'm saying in general, like the Sixers obviously could go to the finals.
Mm-hmm.
This is like, I think, a make or break year for Harden's legacy. One of the greatest ever, stat wise.
Well,
He doesn't show up in the playoffs, and now it's time.
He's not the player he was.
There's no excuse anymore.
He's not the player he was, but I do think that Joel Embiid is that good.
Yeah.
To where he could beat the Nets by himself.
Yes.
Well, he's in a good position that he's been going crazy with the assists. So if that's all you have to do to show up to carry the Sixers, then you'll be fine. You don't have to be the scoring guy that you were before.
It's gonna be fun to watch, though. I think this is gonna be a really, really interesting playoff year. Again, though, I think the team to beat. I think the healthy Warriors team is still.
Don't sleep on them.
I still think the healthy Warriors team is still the team to beat. They're the defending champs. Andrew Wiggins is back. I just think that they're the team to beat. I know that people are like, oh, their road record is terrible.
Kings aren't bad.
No, the Kings are bad. They're not bad, but they're young.
Mm-hmm.
And the playoffs is very different. The game changes. The Kings, I don't think that they have anything for the Warriors. I think that they're just happy to be back in the playoffs after 15, 16 years. So I think that they're just happy with that. But the Warriors, in my opinion, are still the team to beat. But either way, the playoffs start next week. The play-in tournament is this week.
Tomorrow.
Tonight.
Tonight. Sorry.
When you're listening to this, is the playoff. The play-in tournament begins.
Who do the Knicks get if we win the first round? Celtics or Sixers?
I believe they would get the winner of Philly, Brooklyn.
Okay.
I believe. I don't think they see the Celtics or the Bucks until I could be wrong, but I do
nice
think
little
that
Subway series.
I don't want to see that.
Subway
Man.
series.
I'd rather see them play Philly.
If you were doing the Subway series from Yankee Stadium to Shea Stadium, you have a lot of time on your hands.
Right.
That was great though.
It's a long train ride.
But that was a great time though. The Subway series?
It's like 2 transfers.
That was great though. I remember that. That was fun. That was fun to watch.
For
the
sure.
Yankees and the Mets was fun to watch.
Just want to note, it has been recorded, audio and visual, that Mal said he will get me tickets to
Us.
one of the games.
All of us. All of us.
I can't guarantee that.
Wow.
That you're on your own. You're going to have to text Mal on the side. But he did say on camera that I would get a ticket to one of these Knicks games. Been a suffering Knicks fan. Everyone in the city, I'm glad, is happy. But you guys weren't there when we were suffering.
It feels good, man. I'm not gonna lie. It always feels good when the Knicks in the playoffs. It's just something about just seeing the Knicks one of the nights on TV in a playoff atmosphere. It's just something feels right about it.
You all jumped ship to the Barclays. I've been at the Garden.
Ooh.
Chilling.
A lot of people jump ship. You know when Katie and Kyrie was over there. Damn, it was Katie, Kyrie, and James at one point.
And they played
Hove,
like 10
I don't want to
games
see
together.
you at the Garden. The city's under new management. I didn't forget. All of you that were Nets fans, shut the fuck up.
Oh, talk your
suffering
shit.
Knicks fans
Talk your shit.
forever.
Talk your shit. Y'all back in the playoffs.
I haven't been happy since Jeremy Lin.
That shit was hard. He stopped Asian hate.
And I was only happy for a week.
And that shit was over with.
You know what is so cute about this? It reminds me of like, you ever see your friend whose man always like disappoints her, but like he does good for like a good 2 months. And she's like, yeah, we're like back on track. And I really think it's going to last this time. And I just really don't want you guys to get your heart broken again.
Oh,
I
we
don't-
know they're gonna lose.
Yeah, see, that's what you don't understand about Knicks mania.
Yeah.
We're not delusional.
Yeah, Knicks
Like
mania.
women.
They just want to talk their shit one time at the table, get their shit off, but they know it's gonna end.
Damaris, my level of delusion is at least he didn't hit me today.
Yeah.
Wow.
I'm a Knicks fan.
Wow.
Getting to the first round of the playoffs is, hey, he didn't smack me today.
Yeah. He came in and just went straight to sleep.
I'm at the
He said
level.
goodnight.
I'm at the level of
He came
you just
home-
don't understand him. Okay.
Yeah.
Oh man.
Yeah.
That's bad and good at the same time.
I'm at the level of at least he's a good father.
Yeah. The Knicks are good fathers.
No, they're not.
They come around with like ice cream and sneakers every like.
No, they overcharge us and don't win.
Yeah.
I think they get out the first round. I'm rooting for them, man. I'm rooting for the
I mean,
Knicks.
we beat the Cavs last what 2
We're
times?
3-1
3-1
on the
this
year
year,
against
yeah.
them.
Yeah.
3-1. So
They won the first matchup. We won the last 3.
Yeah.
So we'll be there courtside.
Mm.
Mal's gonna have my feet on the hardwood.
Hey,
Right.
Hey, yo.
This has been another episode of the new Rory and Mal podcast. We'll be back in a couple of days to speak to y'all. We're gonna sign off
These
now.
feet right here.
Oh my
We're gonna
God.
sign off now because my hands get tired from home. We need mic stands.
Oh
so
yeah.
just-
Never thought of that.
Yeah, we need to
You
go
borrow
find
mine.
some. Even though
Yeah,
even
or
though the
mine.
crew has
Yeah, or
mic
mine.
Or the
stands.
other
Or-
producers.
Yeah.
Or the one in the closet over there.
Yeah,
Rory.
we'll
Yeah.
find some mic stands
The
to.
only person in the closet.
We'll talk to y'all soon. Y'all be blessed. I'm that nigga. He's just ginger. Peace.
No